Chicks on your APs, looking like weeds. Haven't seen.
Man, what's up? Welcome back to another edition of the 1 a.m. podcast. You guys heard our theme song at the BET Awards on Sunday, man? Or on Monday?
Yo, it's crazy. That's the first BET Awards I didn't watch in a long time, and I heard that it was like actually great.
Yeah, everybody was like, this is the best BET Awards in years.
Yeah, I ain't gonna cap you, bro. I ain't watch it, but I definitely saw the clips.
Yeah, I seen the highlights.
Yeah, man. So Playboy Cardi performed, and first song he did was our theme song, man, like Wheezy. And it was pretty cool because it started off with the actual bend over sample from Rich Kids, and I was like, oh man, like we hear School's voice at the BET Awards. Like that was pretty cool for me. And then having obviously Swamp Izzo out there and him saying like Atlanta in the building, it just felt like, man, this is a very local thing broadcasted to an international stage. I just felt really proud, man. Shout out.
Yes. I ain't gonna cut you, my bad, bro. And I was gonna say it's crazy to because I seen a video pop up on my TikTok feed. It's kind of crazy to watch Rich Kids like resurface to a whole new generation now.
It was one thing that made me mad. I seen what was his name? 1900 Rugrat or 1800 Rugrat? 1900 right? He remixed What's Up, and I was like, oh man, Playboy Cardi done introduced Rich Kids to white people, and I was like, on one end, you happy that Rich Kids getting their flowers, Schoolie getting his flowers, but on the other end, it's like that was ours, like that was our thing, especially like specifically Atlanta. So like, I don't know.
Hey man, 1900 Rugrat is just like Belly Gang Cushington.
Well, Belly Gang Cushington, he's actually black.
He's actually black.
He's albino.
Yeah, he got a black dad. I've seen a picture. His dad is like actually black.
Oh, okay.
It's an awkward situation though, because it's like logic where it's like if you didn't know his dad was black and he said the N-word, you'd be like, "Yo, what's going on, bro?"
Did you? What you guys think of? I'll get right into it, bro. What you guys think of Kai knowing who Belly Gang was, albino Jeezy, but not knowing who Wale was? I'm sorry, that's not funny.
I mean, for me personally, like, everybody's different. I know for me, okay, so Kai Cenat was born 2001, so like, he would be, I would say Wale was at his peak of popularity from like 2010 to like around that time, be like between the ages of 10 and 15. It's kind of hard for me to think that he wouldn't at least know who Wale was to an extent. Like, but the thing I just think he was just moving fast and probably didn't even recognize that. You know what I'm saying? Like he's streaming, he got a lot going on. He might not know who that is, but like Wale was a pretty big artist at his peak of popularity.
But he did it again. That's the thing. Like it's like, so okay, it's a one thing, right? When you're moving. And he say, what you playing on the DS? Smash Bros. Oh, I'll beat you in Smash Bros. He get in the car, read his chat. It says Wale. He says, who's Wale? And he says, a rapper. And then he might say, oh, no hands. Or, oh, this and that. Well, the cameraman could have just said no hands. But he ends up saying Lotus Flower Bomb. And I still find it hard to believe that he didn't recognize him from that. But, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of get it a little more. Still, Wale came up to him again in the award show. You saw that clip. And then he said, yo, you made me look crazy out there outside earlier in that clip. It's going crazy on the internet right now. Kai was just like, oh, for real? Okay, bet, my boy. Well, Snoop, back to our conversation. Like, that was the second chance for Kai to redeem himself and be like, my bad, Wale. I love you, bro. You a legend, this and that. No hands. That was his chance to redeem himself, but he didn't. Kai 100% knows who Wale is, bro. Like, there's no chance he doesn't because it's like Wale is in the class of Drake and Cole and Kendrick. Like, it's the same class. So it's like, you know who Big Sean is. If you know who Big Sean is, you know who Wale is.
Big Sean might be slightly bigger than Wale.
Big Sean had a bigger song in 2014 up than Wale. 2011, 2012, they were about the same.
I still feel like he clip farming on some of these. Just to be honest, because I'm like, bro, it's like, it's no way you don't know who. Because basically, like, he didn't even like pronounce his name right. He said Wally. Come on, bro. Like, you don't know Wale like at all, but like, and it was interesting because I don't know if you saw the other clips where it's like he didn't know who Giveon was, he didn't know who Robin Thicke was, and Ty Lil was like, bro, that's blah blah blah. Him and Ty Lil the same age, so it's just kind of crazy. It's like, bro, how do you not know nothing?
Tyler a little more. He an older soul though. Like you can tell because he the one that's always leading the charge and cleaning up and things of that sort.
Yeah.
Kai, it didn't fully surprise me because I've seen Kai before, and he legit do not know a lot of this stuff. Like I don't know what he was doing growing up. I don't know if he was just into video games and doing flips and stuff like that, and just listening to the mainstream stuff. That's might very well be what it was. But like, cause with Kai, bro, he flips. That's Duke Dennis. But what I'm saying, skits and all that, Spider-Man, all those things. But Kai, like at the Grammys, he did it at the Grammys, and it wasn't as big of a deal, I guess, because it was Money Long. But Money Long came up to him at the Grammys and said, "Hey, thank you so much for playing my song on your stream. We just won a Grammy for it." This man Kai goes, "Oh, okay, all right, that's what's up." He said, "Well, keep grinding." I said, "Bro, you don't know." Like, and that was like the first moment where I was like, "Is he serious right now?" Like, he legit did not know. So it is a possibility he really didn't know who Wale was, bro. Because he been doing it for a little minute, where he like don't know people who are past the obvious folks. Like you guys saw, he didn't know who Marcus Houston was.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, I'm not too surprised he didn't know who Marcus Houston was. Like,
Yeah, I was
let's
about
be
to
real.
say.
Yeah, I mean, like Marcus Houston biggest stuff was around the time that Kai was born, so
Yeah.
that makes sense.
But Robin Thicke, Blurred Lines, that was what, 2013, bro.
Yeah, but yet again, like I could see a kid growing up from what, Brooklyn,
Yeah.
uh, and when you did say one thing that does make sense, he has always been like very into like video games and stuff like that. So he probably was just like not really into like all that music and stuff, and it was just like video games, what was popping, and the internet. Was just into the internet, and if these songs weren't being played on the internet, it's just like, all right, I don't know who this is, what this is. Yeah, but I mean, the Wale thing just still seems a little crazy. But I mean, I guess he just, I don't know, he'll be tapped in. It's like stuff like this though, like I don't know. This is why I think I get why they say he be having stylists for stuff now. Like, bro, he literally doesn't know nothing, bro. Like,
Nah, bro. The fact that this man be like shouting out Nino Pay, but he don't know who Wale is that's a bit suspect, bro.
yeah,
But these are newer artists though, as far
You're
as like
right.
the
You're right.
underground. Like I think I don't know. I saw people talking about it earlier, and it kind of made sense. And we talked about this before, but like we were kind of forced to know like the music that came before us because the only time you heard music was you riding in the car with your parents or you watching MTV or BET or whatever, and they would play like even MTV Jams, like they would play random 90s, 80s music videos, even when they were playing like the newer stuff, you know what I mean, when we were growing up. So you kind of like over time you learn the older stuff. But for it, the only thing is Kai's not that much younger than us, so it's kind of hard for me to.
Kai 100%, like, and he hosts parties. He's at parties sometimes. You know, he don't go out all the time. You know, he say he's not a party person. He doesn't do the after parties and things of that sort. But just being Kai Cenat, he's out and about at events. No Hands is played at every event. So you know what I'm saying? So like you've heard No Hands. Like, and he's probably heard in passing at some moment growing up, whether it's walking on the street past the bodega, you know, all the stuff that they have in New York. He's probably heard like a Lotus Flower Bomb or Poke It Out, Dub It Out.
He's definitely heard Bad before.
You know, exactly.
Yeah,
He's heard one of those songs before.
Facts.
So I mean, I'm starting to lean. I'm starting to lean with Mo on this one, bro. But I mean, but like I said, I've seen bro for years. Like he's been doing this for years, not no obvious stuff. Like remember when Killer Mike won over Astro World, and he said, "Who is Killer Mike?" And I was like, that would sound crazy or whatever for someone his age, but it's also like you've been living in Atlanta since 2019, bro. Like
Yeah.
Killer Mike,
Yeah,
he
that's a good point.
performs at a Hawks game at least once a year, and he performs at a Falcons game at least once a year, and he's at every protest, and he's like the face of black activism in Atlanta, darn near. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, you've seen Killer Mike before. Go ahead, Mo.
I'm about to say, but I mean, Kai ain't not none of that stuff. Like, I'm never like I doubt he's tapped into like the streets of Atlanta, like to be doing any activist work out there. And he's not. I've never seen him at a Falcons game. I've never seen him at a Hawks game.
He's been at a Hawks game.
You never seen Kai Cenat at a Black Lives Matter protest?
Yeah, nah, I might have missed that one, but like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I get him not knowing Killer Mike. Like, Killer Mike is like, if you really tapped into Atlanta, you from Atlanta. You know, he not from Atlanta. He's still a kid from New York. He just live out here. You know.
Question. Do y'all think he knows who Big Boy is? Outkast Big Boy.
No, I don't. It's crazy to say that, but I genuinely don't think he. You got to think like the last Outkast album. He was 2 years old when that came out. We were like 7, 8 years old in 2003. Like we old enough to remember that, but like if you're a few years younger than us, you have no recollection of Outkast being like mainstream artists at all.
Facts.
So
That's
you
crazy
agree,
to
Mo?
say.
Yeah, no, I think I agree. I don't think there's a good chance he probably doesn't know Big Boy. Like, he
'Cause-
probably barely know Andre.
I don't know, barely. Like if he saw Andre 3000, he'd be like, Andre 3000.
I don't know.
I get where Mo coming from though, because it's like, bro, he was like, it wasn't. I put it like this: if Kai Cenat was like 6, 7 years old when Wale was at his peak, I could totally get him not knowing who he is. Kai Cenat was like a teenager when Wale, you know what I'm saying? Like he was in middle school when we was teenagers. We knew who all the poppin' rappers was. Like we wasn't, and it wasn't like Wale wasn't getting radio play around that time. So that is kind of surprising that. You know what I mean? He went, but some people just not into music like that. Like all three of us we all grew up loving music and you know what I mean, being aware of what was coming out when we were kids and teenagers and all that.
Yeah, no, 100%. And Jelani, the point you made earlier, I made the point the other night, right after the BET Awards, about Glorilla winning the Gospel Award at BET this year, and how Kurt Franklin got Lifetime Achievement, and then he performed, and that counted as the gospel segment of the night. And for the past few years, the gospel segment at the BET Awards has just been Kurt Franklin. It's been like Kurt Franklin and Maverick City, or Kurt Franklin, Maverick City, Friday, and then Will Smith that one year where Will Smith performed his like redemption song. And it could get to a point where on the outside looking in, you're like, dang, like is BT know any other gospel artists other than Kurt Franklin? And the truth of the matter is, it's like what you said back in the days of radio. The younger generation, the reason why Kai and Ty Lil ran up to Kurt Franklin, ran up to him, hugged him, and jumped up and down with them, and the whole BET Awards knew Silver and Gold and Stump and Melodies from Heaven. The reason why everybody knew those songs and the reason why they're played in the club at the end of the night to kick you out and folks know them is because uh we had the radio. We had the radio. You sit in with your parents riding in a car, your parents most likely playing old school R&B. In some cases, if your parents are a little younger, they might go V103 sometimes, some hip hop, and then
Parmesan
gospel,
Crenshaw.
bro. Yeah, exactly, bro. So it's like, so you forced to listen to hottest gospel hits, and gospel hasn't even had like a monumental kind of genre crossing hit outside of, I said Lecrae and Annie Mineo. Annie Mineo had the "You Can't Stop Me," and that's like Christian hip hop. That's not even gospel. And Annie Mineo also had the song with Lecrae, "Coming In Hot," do 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 do, and they put that on the pizza commercials. And then Lecrae had um "Find You" with Tori Kelly, just hold on and I find you. And then he had the Ty Dolla Sign joint, The Blessings, Count It Up, Count It Up, Count It Up, which they played on the radio. So those were like the last gospel songs that like pop beyond gospel. And then the last gospel song that was pure gospel that popped was "Won't He Do It" from Corinne Hawthorne. That at this point, that was like 2017. That was 8 years ago, and it's just because gospel, we just aren't forced, kids aren't forced to listen to gospel anymore. It's the same reason why they say why R&B is in the state that it's in right now, and there's like kind of soul missing. And when singers try to go with soul, it kind of doesn't hit the mark like it used to, because kids aren't growing up in the church no more. So it's like, um I say all of this to say this as well. If Pastor Mike Jr. was popping and old enough to be popping 20 years ago, oh man, he'd be out of here. He'd be like how we look at Kurt Franklin, Donnie McClurkin, Fran Hammond, all of the above. But truth of the matter is, he's popping at a time where people have to choose to listen to gospel music. And I think all of this stuff just leads to Kurt Franklin consistently being booked as the gospel artist, and Glorilla winning Gospel Album of the Year, and Donda being the number one gospel album for 2-3 years.
No, Mary was getting played like on the radio, like on V103, like it was like they were like a real R&B group. You know what I mean? Like I think about certain songs from my childhood, like I feel like we've had this discussion before, but like certain songs like "We Fall Down But We Get Up," or like this. These are some of the first songs I even remember, like just being a little kid. You know what I'm saying? That's how big gospel was. And I'm glad you brought that point up about R&B, because I was gonna say that too. Like it's the same thing with R&B where um you kind of have to, if you're an R&B artist, you kind of have to be, unless you're like Summer Walker, you kind of have to make like, some sort of crossover music in order to do units right now. Like those days of um, Usher or like Mariah Carey doing like 10 million albums, like that's never happening ever again. Like SZA is not, she primarily does R&B, but a lot of her stuff is rock music and acoustic, like things like that. She has a lot of white girl fans, if you're being real, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't do those type of numbers. Summer Walker's the only one that like, besides like Chris Brown, who's been around for years, you know what I'm saying? Like she's the only newer R&B artist that does crazy numbers, that just does straight R&B for the most part.
Facts. Yeah, I agree, man. I feel like they said like a lot of these and I really agree with what you said with like Pastor Mike Jr. I think he would be a lot bigger right now if it was like back in the day where, because of, the connection that especially like, I feel like the people now are trying to, with the gospel songs, like Pastor Mike Jr. makes like real gospel, but then it's like everybody kind of just want to hear more of like the hip hop gospel, and that's where I feel, I don't know, like personally it's cool, like like we talked about that one song, Bibles Over Birkins. um like songs like that where it's like trap gospel and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. Just like you know, we need to. People don't really be having that church in them no more, man. Like, and I think that's why a lot of people don't want to hear like the real like uplifting, like like as I said, the Pastor Mike Juniors, the amens and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know, man. But hey, shout out to Kirk Franklin, holding it down for us though.
For the 20th year in a row, man. We come bring back like now that he's got the Lifetime Achievement Award. Like, what is your excuse for bringing him back next year to do the same songs? I don't know,
Right.
but yeah, man. I guess you got to go. You got to go. Mary has Mary ever won Lifetime Achievement? No, I don't think so at BET. So I guess next year will be Mary.
It's so
Maybe.
many people though that might like non-gospel too. The thing about the Lifetime Achievement Awards is that like there's certain obvious names that would be obvious, but you kind of have to have people who are alive and can still somewhat perform. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, because there's a long list of names who probably haven't gotten a because didn't Stevie Wonder just get his last night or the other day too?
No. So see, here's the thing. I thought Stevie Wonder never received his Lifetime Achievement Award. He
Uh-huh.
apparently received it in like 2012, which I
Okay,
don't even
I got you.
remember. But
Okay.
but I brought this up before when we were talking about someone just passed. This was a few months ago in a group chat, in a BJ group chat, and someone's like, "Yeah, he received it in 2012," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't even realize." So first of all, shout out to Stevie Wonder. What he did this past weekend, he just presented the icon. They did 3 icon awards.
Okay, I got you.
No, they actually did 4. It was Jamie Foxx. He got like the career award or something like that, and then 2 icon awards. Those went to Mariah Carey and Snoop Dogg, and then Kurt Franklin, I guess, got the gospel. Oh, the Bobby Jones Award. He got the Bobby Jones Award. So I guess that's like the gospel. Um,
That makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
I wouldn't be mad at Mary. I'm just thinking about how sometimes these lifetime achievement awards end up like aging kind of bad because I think Diddy got his like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Diddy got his in the middle of a lot of those rumors though. Like it was already rumored. It's like Snoop Dogg receiving his this year. Like Snoop Dogg got a big thing, and I didn't even realize until the middle of his performance what just happened. And I was like,
Mhm.
wait, Snoop Dogg just did this a couple months ago.
What happened with Snoop?
Snoop, he performed at the Trump thing.
Oh, I mean,
No, but you got to think like that weekend in LA, this weekend in LA, Trump
yeah,
sent out ICE to get the Mexicans in his city, in Snoop City. This is your city. Trump, the man that you was like, I'm taking the bag for, y'all want to focus on this thing, but you don't want to focus on all the positive I've done for the community throughout the years. It just means like I started a little league football league. But yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just crazy, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy timing. And he didn't even
I,
address it. Like the only one who spoke up on it, it was Jamie Foxx. He addressed it a little bit. And then Dolce, she attacked it head on. And salute to Dolce for not being scared too and everything like that. Um, I like to receive y'all thoughts on that. On the like whole. Well, it ain't black celebrities' place to speak on Mexican rights and things of that sort. I know Mo really connected to the community. We all grew up in Marietta, so we all grew up with a bunch of Mexicans. So yeah, I just wanted to know y'all thoughts on that.
On what exactly?
On the is it? I said okay. So they honored Snoop Dogg with the Lifetime Achievement Award, right?
Yeah.
Snoop just took Trump money to perform at a Trump inauguration event in January. Ebro asked him about it when Snoop released his latest album, which was about last month, and Snoop pretty much just doubled down on his decision to perform for Trump. Um, so yeah, so they honored him this weekend at the BET Awards. The same weekend, Trump sent out ICE to LA, Snoop City, and arrested and detained a bunch of Mexicans and had this very nasty protest with all of it in the middle of this. So I say, do you think it's black celebrities' place to speak up for kind of the, I don't want to say injustices, but like a lot of the harsh conditions that Mexicans are facing right now.
I mean, I think anybody who connected to the community can speak out about it. I mean, injustice is injustice. It's like, is it anybody in America's place to speak on free Palestine? Like none of like most of the people ain't over there. They ain't got no family over there for real. But if you see something wrong going on in the world, then I feel like it's if you have a platform, go ahead and speak about it. As far as Snoop Dogg, I mean, like I feel him. Like he had no clue that that was finna happen, and I don't think he owes an apology. I'm gonna just be real because it's like he didn't do it thinking like he did it and got the bag. The man was already elected. It's not like he was like I'm campaigning for the man. So that's one thing. Like and yeah, so I don't know. Like I just don't. It's like I feel him. Like yeah, I like he shouldn't. I don't know. Like a lot of people feel like morally that's not the thing he should have did, but at the same time, is like if you don't know that he's finna cause all this disruption and all this like chaos when you're doing it.
Mm, he had a term before. I
I
think he
mean,
knew.
yeah, I mean, you probably knew he wasn't like he ain't the best person, but it's like when he did it, he was just thinking like, I'm just doing this to get the bag for the person who was elected. It's like I'm not doing this to be like, hey y'all, like we did it, you know? Like he ain't that's not that'd be different as I say, it'd be different if he was campaigning for him. But just to perform there, it's like I don't know. Like I'm not saying I would have done it, but I'm just saying like I I just don't see him apologizing, and it's not in the same because the way you put it, you put it like he's out there with Diddy. Like, look, I mean, Snoop just got the award. Diddy got
well,
the award.
well, well, Dre presented it to him.
Okay,
Dre has women that's alive right now that thought that he was beating them to the point in the 90s they thought they was about to be unalive.
yeah, I guess that's a common theme for LA artists, huh? No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
It's
Nah,
like that's what I be thinking about ASAP Rocky crew. When I see like Yachty and all them and stuff like that, I'd be like, dang, Cardi got allegations, Ian Connor got allegations, ASAP Barry got. I was like, dang, all y'all was just beating women, huh? Like that's just what y'all put on fancy clothes, y'all took pictures for Instagram like this, and y'all beat women. That's all y'all did up there in New York, huh? And you want me to believe y'all Lil Yachty ain't did nothing funny, and he around all them that did something funny? Yeah, all right.
I mean, everybody done beat their girl at least once. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. All right. I'm
Abort, abort, abort,
for threes because
abort,
there was so cheers.
abort.
That's crazy. Nah, listen, Snoop is like he's like McDonald's or like Walmart or the only celebrity I could compare him to would be like Shaq, where there's nothing as far as endorsement deals that he won't do. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think Snoop. If you ask Snoop like what Donald Trump's policies are and what his beliefs are, he probably couldn't tell you. I just think it, like Mo said, like he probably just did it for the bag. Now
But the
this is
thing
also the
is,
same. My
Jelani,
bad,
I'm
bro.
sorry, Jelani, for cutting you off
Am I
again.
good?
Trump, I mean, Snoop has talked about Trump his whole first, term.
That is true.
Like he's talking about specifically after everything Trump does. Oh, y'all said da, 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 da. And Snoop was at the Trump roast back in like I don't know what year that was, maybe 08-ish, 09. And he said, he was talking down on Trump thinking about running for president back then. So it's like Snoop for a long time has been against Trump being the president. His entire first term, the entire election, he's been, nah, I ain't going for Trump. I ain't going for Trump. And then right before the election, that's when his tone changed. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the check cleared, but he was at a thing, right? Snoop was at a thing, and he said, you know, they asked me what party I am. I ain't the Democratic Party. I ain't the Republican Party. I'm the Gangster Party, and it was a mostly white crowd, and they all started clapping or whatever. And so Mo is wild, bro. But yeah, so that's where the shift started to happen, and then he did this, and he stood on it, doubled down on, then tripled down on it. So it's like I don't know what. I think that's the reason why so many people as well are going crazy over it. For
You know something I'm realizing though, because it probably really was just for the bag. Like it costs money to be rich. Like like when you watch like people hit the lottery, or you see like they'll they show like the NBA contracts or the pro athlete contracts, and you think like, okay, if I had this money, I would just buy a mansion and some cars, and I'll be good for life. Like I'm gonna just buy here, and I'm gonna just live here, and I'm good for the rest of my life. And then you start realizing like, okay, you got to pay the bills. Your bills are gonna be way higher than normal people. You got to pay for landscaping. You got to pay for those cars have to be driven. You can't just have those cars sit here. You got to pay for like you got to pay for property taxes. You got to pay for income taxes. Like all that stuff adds up. And he lives in California, so it's like if they came with the right bag, if it was like a 7-figure deal or something like that, it's kind of hard to just be like, I'm gonna turn down 7 figures so people on Twitter and Instagram not mad at me. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, when you Snoop or somebody like that, or like it's even Wayne. Like Wayne, you remember Wayne was after he got pardoned, he was posted up with Trump, and like he got some backlash for that too a few years ago. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you gotta do what you gotta do to take care of yourself sometimes.
Wayne also said Black Lives Matter to my chick. Get out of my face with that, man.
Wayne also said beat the you know what up like Emmett Till. That was also something that Wayne said. So,
Yo, Wayne been cooning for a long time, bro.
did y'all play Carter 6?
I didn't. I literally
Yeah.
because it came out the same day as Lil Sims. So so I woke up in the morning. I had my flight. Oh, I got to give you guys my recap of LA, bro. And break it down from the get go because it was Mo's idea too. So, but yeah, I listened to Lil Sims Friday morning, headed to the airport, and I saw everybody call Carter 6 trash, and then I seen the viral like beat that was made by the dude who made Hamilton, Lin Manuel Morera. I forgot his last name, but
Miranda.
okay, Miranda, yeah. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. And then I seen the feature list when he had his son, both of his sons, and Lil Novi, I know he made that Playboy Cardi music. And I was like, I wonder how that's gonna sound. And it sounded like Wayne leaning more to his son's side than, kind of having his son come over to his side.
Yeah, I ain't I did not listen to the whole thing. Um yeah, I heard a lot of bad reviews about it. But yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I mean, I'm going to a concert in Atlanta in September, so uh but I mean, I think they said it's supposed to be a celebration of all the Carters, so hopefully he just runs through the Carter 6 pretty quick. But but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna listen to it eventually, especially by the time I go see him perform. But yeah, I'm I'm gonna get to it. I ain't too pressed to hop on that one. Do you listen to it?
No, you know what's crazy? And I was just thinking about this while we were talking. Wayne is one of my top like 3 or 4 favorite rappers ever. I have not listened to a full Wayne album or even a full Wayne mixtape front to back since like Dedication 4. And that was like 2012. Now keep in mind, Wayne has verses that's 13 years where I was like, he smoked that. Like his verse on Tyler's album a couple years ago. He's had verses where where he's been smoking. So I don't think he's washed like just lyrically as a rapper, but I don't. Wayne isn't talking about enough real stuff in his life and I know he's been through a lot of real stuff in real life, but he doesn't talk about that in his music that often. Like a lot of it is still punchline bars and stuff like that. I don't really want to hear that from Wayne for a full album. Like the verses, what was the song he did with like NLE Chopper last year or something like that? He smoked, like he can still rap. It's just I can't really see myself sitting there listening to a full like 15 to 20 song Wayne project at this point.
I like the Flage joint.
I think I heard like a snippet of that verse. Like I said, he can still rap. Like every time I hear him on somebody else's song, I'm never like, yo, turn that Wayne verse off. Like on Sticky.
I was about to say Sticky.
You didn't like his verse on Sticky?
But I mean, it's a fun song though, so I guess
Yeah,
that wasn't
it was
his
short.
job to be. Ah, but it.
I feel like he served his purpose.
Yeah, I feel you. Like it's been a minute since I really tapped in, but I did listen to the whole Carter Five. I like the Carter Five. Like I, especially towards the end, like it's a few songs that like I still keep in rotation. Um, but yeah, definitely I'm gonna go back and listen to the Carter Six because I feel like sometimes people do be hyping it up as something being trash. Um, but I will say the snippet of one song that I heard, the elephants in the room or whatever, that sounded trash. I'm not even gonna hold you. So that definitely did not give me um excitement to go check it out. But but I'm gonna I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna tap in, my boy.
Me personally, y'all know, at least Mo does. I just never been a Wayne guy from the.
Yeah, you told me this before in high school.
Yeah, so see, Jelani remembers. So he was there in real time when Wayne was like kind of at the end of his run from '08 to he was locked up the couple years in between us and high school. Then he got out and he was just on everything 2012, 2013. Like he was literally on every song. It was on the radio. It'd be I'm on that good cushion. It was like Lil Wayne, and then there'll be the Emmett Till was that the karate chop. He was
Karate
on
Chop.
that, and then he'd be on Bands to Make a Dance, and then like Wayne was on every song on the radio.
He got that $1 million.
Yeah, Wayne was on every song in 2012, 2013, bro. So I just was never a Wayne guy. Yeah. So I mean, like I'm not the best person to speak on his albums and stuff.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, man. It's I tweeted about it the other day. Like, yay, and it was around the same era, like that 07 to like 2010 era. Like, Ye and Wayne were like superheroes to me, bro. Around that time, like those dudes was really like the two coolest guys on earth to me. And Wayne, not so much as Ye, because he's not. Wayne just be out the way, bro. I'm not even mad at Wayne if his album is whack because I know he's not putting these albums together. Like Wayne stays in the studio all day. He records verses that whoever on his team says, "Yo, we got this beat right here. Rap on this." He records his verses all day, and he does that for year after year. And then eventually, I think his team just comes together and they pick certain songs out. Like, okay, we like these songs. We're gonna make an album out of this. I know Wayne is not putting this album together, so like, I'm not mad at him for that. But it is just kind of wild to watch, like certain artists you saw at their peak of popularity kind of become not irrelevant on the main because he still did 110,000 first week, just great numbers. But like compared to when we was kids and he was doing a million first week, it's just kind of wild to watch your favorite artists get older.
I
Facts.
just watched Tyrese Halliburton airball a floater in the final minute of an NBA Finals game. Tyrese Halliburton has had a game where he only had like 8 points in the Eastern Conference Finals. He had 8 points going into the fourth quarter of game one. Finished with 14 points on like 21 shots.
Yeah,
I People just ignore it and say like he's the superstar, he's the face of the league, because they're winning. Hello, Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner, Obi Toppin, Benedict, Maturin. Hello, but Halliburton's getting all the credit. And I don't know. I just think if it was anybody else, then people wouldn't be so gracious with it. Especially like remember when LeBron had 8 points in the NBA Finals one game? Like they never let him live that down. they still bring it up. I still bring it up every, when you talk about greatest, all time profiles. So it's just crazy how like Halliburton gets away with that.
I mean, because he hits the big shots when they need it, though. It's like in that game one where he only had like 14 points, like he hit the biggest shot of the entire game, you know? So it's like when you, it's stuff like that where it's like, all right, you may not be there at all time, but you're there when they need you. And that's
Robert
like,
Horry.
yeah, you know? Like,
But people aren't like Robert Horry is really that, bro.
but he's not like let's not act like Halliburton don't be hooping though. Like, yeah, he's had some games where it's been like low, but it's like he be hooping though. So like, it's not like he's putting up just duds. Like he still, you could talk about in that in the Eastern Conference Finals, he had a game where he put up 8, but he also put up like a 30 ball with a triple double. You know, so like
It's
he
just
ain't
like Trey
he ain't
Young.
just
Trey
doing
Young
nothing.
would never get away with half the stuff that Halliburton gets away with.
I mean, because Trey Young wouldn't be hitting these shots.
There's only a few players in NBA history that you could say were the best player to take the team to the finals. Like even if they lose, that is something impressive on your resume to say that you were the best player on the team that went to the finals.
AI.
That's what I'm saying. But it's only a few of those guys. Like it ain't because up until this decade, it would only be like a few teams per decade that would go to the finals. Now we get like different teams every year, but like when you look at the guys, when you say, okay, this was the team that went to the finals and this was the best player, the vast majority of the time it's a Hall of Famer. I'm not saying Tyreek's gonna be a Hall of Famer, but he on a short list.
Tyrese probably gonna be if they win this year because they about to go 2-1. If they win this year, he'll be an all-star, probably a multi-time all-star by the time he retires. Um, an Olympic champion, gold medalist, probably gonna get another one in LA, and an NBA champion. Like that's good enough to make.
Oh yeah, if he win this year, he's a Hall of Famer for sure.
Yeah, so he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. It's just I don't know. I'm just saying, like in terms of like the way that we talk about today's players specifically, like in the conversation of you could say who would I put oh yeah in the conversation of Kay Cunningham, LaMelo Ball, Trey Young, Jalen Brunson, Halliburton, and who would you put at 6? I don't know, but it's like a top 6, like just great Eastern Conference point guards right now. And the fact that a lot of people would just kind of automatically place Halliburton at 1 is kind of crazy to me. I don't think he's just no hesitation. He's number 1 on that list.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's no hesitation, but he definitely leading the pack. Like he plays winning basketball. Like that's the other thing. It's like realistically, Trey Young don't be playing winning basketball. Like if you bring up the comparison of those two, it's like Trey Young. Like they had that one lucky run, and I'm a Hawks fan, but I've been saying this for years. Like I don't feel Trey Young can be the star player of a championship team. I don't think he plays the way the way somebody who is a star player of a championship team needs to play. Like just realistically on that last shot or some of these last shots that Halliburton is taking, it's I could see Trey. It just wouldn't go as well because he would have pulled up from some crazy distance trying to like hit the shot because that's what he has to do because of his size. And that's always been the thing is like because of his size, he is more. It's not as I don't know. He's more of a liability not on defense, not only on defense. Halliburton's a liability on defense. I'll give you that too. But it's just like I would personally take somebody who could go give me a triple double than somebody who finna go like 8 for 25 from the field and and like, yeah, you give me like 10 assists, but only like a rebound or two, It's like, yeah. So that's why I say like Halliburton, like he plays winning basketball, and it's like this isn't the first time that he's displayed that because he's also done it in the last year when he was able to get them to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then with them winning in the what is that cup in the middle of the season?
The in-season
NBA
tournament.
Cup.
Yeah, like he's done did it there too. So that's why I say like,
They lost.
I mean they lost this year. They didn't lose last year,
They
but
lost this year to the Lakers.
oh, they did lose last year. Okay, but yeah, they got close.
The Hawks got close.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the only thing that they got closer.
Right.
I mean, I was just be real, but like that's why I feel you, bro. But at the same time, I think like I don't know. I mean, and I've said this multiple times. I'm just not the biggest Trae Young fan. I think we had somebody else. Like if we had Halliburton on our team, I think the Hawks would be a better team. I'll just be honest. I don't think Trae Young will be leading this Pacers team to the finals.
100% he would.
He would not.
Trae Young's never had a teammate as good as Pascal Siakam.
I mean,
That's very debatable.
Yeah, like I feel like Pascal is solid. Like let's not act like Pascal is like
Pascal's an NBA champion and an NBA All-Star, multi-time All-Star. This is about to be his second championship if they win.
Yeah,
He,
I mean,
he's
because
the
of Kawhi.
he was the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Like people have to acknowledge Pascal Siakam is better than what people give him credit for.
Do you think he's better than DeJounte Murray?
Yes.
Okay.
Then DeJounte Murray when he was on the Hawks.
I'll give you that.
If we say pre-surgery San Antonio Spurs DeJounte Murray, I think that's where it gets debatable. But Hawks DeJounte Murray, yes, because it just wasn't a good fit.
I thought my bad, bro.
No, go ahead.
No, I really thought like when the Hawks got DeJounte, I really thought that was going to be like not a championship duo, but I thought that they were going to have more success than what they had.
Same, because DeJounte has shooting guard size, but he's still a point guard at heart, and it showed in the way they played. So it's like you have 2 point guards out there; they just never meshed. But yeah, I pulled this up. It's game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals on the road against the number 1 seed. Trae Young had 48 points, 7 rebounds, 11 assists on 17 of 34 shooting in 41 minutes, and he threw a ball off the backboard. Alley-oop that ball out the backboard game 1 and then shimmied on their logo before draining it. The same player, and they would have went to the finals if he didn't back it up into the ref's foot. They were up 2-1 and they were up by like 15 points in the second half. He steps on the ref's foot. He goes out for the game. He comes back later in the series, hobbling. He's not 100%. It's a loss clause at that point. Milwaukee comes back and wins 4-2. So, I mean, they would have went to the finals that year. And who knows what would have happened against Phoenix.
Didn't Giannis get hurt that series?
He did, but Giannis came back too. Giannis and Trae both came back.
Yeah, but I mean, so who knows if they both were fully healthy?
I mean, but who did the Hawks have that was, once again, comparable to Chris Middleton? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we got a solid squad. What do you mean? Like, look at that team. Like Clint Capella,
come on, bro. Clint Capella, John Collins, Bogey, those are decent players. Lou Williams, decent players, but like Chris Middleton was an all-star, bro. Like, he's a multi-time all-star. Trae's never had an all-star on his team as a teammate.
Man, so you putting a little too much credit on some of these people, man. Chris Middleton is solid. He's solid. You feel me? But he also plays with Giannis. Like,
did play with Giannis.
Like, let's keep it a buck.
Did play with Giannis. He got traded.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, but that's what I was saying. Like, and now that he got traded, what is he doing?
Well, he only played like half a season. He only played
Yeah.
14 games with Washington, so that don't really count in my opinion.
And what was his numbers?
10 points a game. But look, but we talking about 2020, 2021. From 2019 to 2022, he averaged 20 points a game. That's what the Chris Middleton that Milwaukee had once Giannis went out versus the Hawks had John Collins, question mark, is their second best player at that time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Trey he's never had a shot like a Halliburton has had, or even a Brunson has had. And they both have gone as far. Him and Brunson have gone just as far. But like, just imagine if Trey Young had a cat, if he had a, you know what I'm saying, just an all-star teammate to give it a fair shot.
I think he'll be on another team by 2030.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, I don't want him to. I like Trey. I respect Trey Young just for the fact that he like embraced Atlanta and the culture of it. I don't want him to go to another team, but it's just I do think eventually, if they haven't reached at least another conference finals by 2029, I do think that the Hawks start to look around like, even if you are a great player, maybe we need to just blow this up and start over at this point, because by that point he'll have been here for 10, 11 years.
Yeah, to be honest, so I feel like in a place like Atlanta, it's like I think it's certain franchises that kind of need to look at it like the Indiana Pacers, the Dallas Mavericks with Dirk, Indiana Pacers with Reggie Miller. Like, you need to look at it like, okay, where we are, there's a good chance that we might not win a championship in this 20-year span. Why not? In the perfect world, of course, and it is in the perfect world, but why not just hold on to Trey for 20 years? Trey probably, and pitch it to Trey like, if you go to another team and you win a championship, it's not going to be the same as if you won it in Atlanta. I think Trey and the Hawks should, kind of work this thing out to where Trey say it's kind of like Dame. I think you don't even have to look at that. Look at Dame, bro. Dame gets his wish of getting traded because he doesn't like the direction that Portland's going. And he'll bounce around from team to team the last couple of years of his career, battling injuries and just getting older. If he ever breaks through and gets to a team that wins a championship, he'll be like, oh, man, finally. Well, people aren't going to give him, you know what I'm saying, what it would have been if he just would have. Because at the point he was 10, 11 years in Portland saying, I'm staying loyal and all that, bro, you might as well just stay for 20 years, bro, and just retire. You would have been, you know what I'm saying, you still Portland Trailblazers legend. So it's the same thing with Trey. Like, Trey, at this point, you might as well just stay 20 years with the Hawks. Get you a statue after you retire. Just be a Hawks legend. Like, Neek never won a ring, but Neek is, like, bigger than life in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that's what Trey should really just be going for. And the franchise should be going for, to have another guy like a Dominique, because they haven't had a Dominique since Dominique. That was 30 years ago, so 40 years ago now. So you can use a Trey Young.
That's the problem with Atlanta, bro. We so good. We okay with mediocrity, bro. Like, that's the problem with the Hawks, bro. Like,
but I'm saying every team, Trey, my bad. Mo, I'm be talking about Trey. Every team isn't going to win the like, the Grizzlies probably aren't going to win the championship, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the 20-year span, the Grizzlies might never win a championship. That doesn't make it the Grizzlies a failure of a franchise.
I mean, but like, let's be real, the Grizzlies are making the playoffs. Like, we just gonna stay a play-in team?
No. I mean, but you got to look at what the roster is, bro. Like, you got to give them something to work with, bro. Like, so far, Jalen Johnson is the closest thing to an all-star on the team. Jalen Johnson can stay healthy for 60 games in the season.
It's like, who trying to come play with Trey?
I don't think a lot of people just like Trey. I think Trey just messed. And I think a lot of it was Trey's doing. A lot of politicking. The reason why he doesn't get on All NBA. The reason why he don't get on Team USA. The reason why he doesn't get in All Star until somebody gets hurt. A lot of people, he just rubs people the wrong way. A lot of, I don't know, behind the scenes stuff, or I don't know.
I think they see his Like I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you. The boy shoots some bad shots. Like he's been like, and that's just to keep it 100. But he'll come down and pull some BS, and you'll be like, bruh, we did not need that right there. We need a good solid possession. You know, it's
You ever seen
like
Luka play though? Luka plays the same
yeah,
way.
but Luka will get you like it's different, bro. Luka he go hit it, and it's like,
I've seen
but
Luka hit the side of the backboard on some crazy pull-ups, bro. Like
okay, so
him and Trey is literally like the same game. Luka just taller.
I agree with that to an
but I'll
extent.
say, yeah, I give you that. Luka do be throwing us some crazy stuff, but Luka then will be like, all right, let me lock in, and then go to the paint, and it's like. Trey be having his moments. Like Trey could get buckets. Like I'm not gonna say like he's not a bad player by no means, but it's just like it's too many times where I don't know. It's like he doesn't. And I think the thing is, Luka would throw some crazy shots, but it don't be like the most critical moments. I feel like I've like seen Trey where it's just like, all right, we trying to make this run, like we inching back, and then now he like, yeah, this is what they need. They need a logo 3 right now. This is what we need, and it's like, bruh, no, like, just go get a bucket. You feel me? And that's the thing. It's like with a lot of his teammates. I remember just you'll see his teammates be like, bro, like, what are you doing? That's why him and John Collins didn't get along because it'll be like, yo, we needed a better possession here, but it just that's not what happened. And I think that's how a lot of people feel about him. That's why like his trade market when they were looking to trade him, it was very slim. It was pretty much Lakers or bust. And it's like, if one because of contract, and two, like not a lot of teams are like, we don't need that over here. Like, yeah, So that's what I'm saying. It's like, and and that's also the thing with different between him and Halliburton. Halliburton is more like he's okay with just getting 14 points and getting like 8 assists, and just being a critical player to the team. You feel me? Making sure everybody gets involved and make sure everybody gets what they need. Like, and that's more of the winning basketball that an NBA team would be looking for, as opposed to, I said, Trey, man, like he be out there, he looking for the glory, man. And so he probably will mess around and stay here in Atlanta for another 20 years and just, rock it out.
I don't think Trey wants to be the scorer though. Like I honestly don't, because at the beginning of the season when Jalen was healthy and they made Jalen the primary scorer, the number one option to score, that's when Trey played the best basketball of his career. His scoring average went down a little bit, but the Hawks were winning. That's when they made that run in the NBA Cup, and things were just looking up for the Hawks. Is when Trey became a pass first guy and shooter second, scorer second. And he said the whole time since college that he likes distributing the ball more than he likes scoring. It's just if you look at the Hawks personnel, like what do you do when you get the ball to George Niang and he throw the ball over the basket? Of course, the next possession you're gonna get it. And look at Niang be like this, and you're gonna pull up from and do. Of course, you're gonna do that. You do the same thing. Terrence, man,
man.
dribbling the ball, spinning and throw it out of bounds. That's all Cam Reddish did for 3 years. He just get the ball, drive, and then spin and then throw the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Like, I don't know. Like I said, maybe, I think a change personally would be good for Atlanta, for him and Atlanta. But I mean, as you said, like we'll see what they want to do because if you can't trade him, I think next time, come for a contract. But I mean, shoot, they got him on a contract until what, about 2029, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it probably is gonna go the way that Jelani said, man. 2030, we'll figure something out. So just fasten your seatbelts.
100%, 100%. So okay, so now since we're an hour in, I don't want to go any further without telling the LA recap and things of that sort. So I'll try to keep it as precise as possible, but we'll see what happens. All right, so this is what happened. So Mo was the one I was trying to make a decision. I bought my plane ticket to go to LA a month, like in April, and it was affordable because I got my ticket back on like Tuesday night. You know what I'm saying? Like the last flight out of LA coming into Atlanta Tuesday night. So the flight was like $200. It was pretty affordable. But I put the refund thing on it, like the $30 insurance. So I'm still trying to decide last second if I should go to LA for the BT weekend. I don't have credentials. I don't have, pretty much anything. So I asked Mo. He says, "Bro, go ahead, because you just never know who you're gonna meet, what rooms you might be in, this and that." I said, "All right, bet." And then, pretty much yellow. So I went out and I did it. Uh, and so I get to LA, and it was a good weekend. I'm trying to think of stuff that happened in order and everything like that. But essentially, I got a lot of interviews. I still got a lot of content. I made my yeah. So going out to LA, I told one of my homegirls or whatever up in New York. I say, yo, I'm going to the BET Awards, this and that, because I know she was thinking about doing it, going, but she just wasn't sure, and she also didn't have a place to stay and everything with the money. So I was just like, yo, I'm going out to LA if you trying to go out to LA for BET. She said, you know what, I'm go. And then she's like, but can I stay with you? I said, yeah, of course, of course. So I let her stay out. Now I know when I say this shuts down any possibility of me because I know how I am on the road. I'm always gonna meet somebody. So I'm like, this shuts down the possibility of me anything. But I'm like, okay. At the same time, maybe that's a good thing for me because I'm on my own, new journey and things of that sort that I've been on for a few months now. So man, so I go out there and she gets there later in the first day and stuff like that. But for the most part, we kind of doing our separate things. She doing her thing at the convention center. I'm doing my events and going to celebrity basketball game. She ends up going to the Smurfs booth and spends a lot of time over that. So we doing two different things. Everything going well. And my time going to the celebrity basketball game, I got a VIP pass. I bought that because of Mo. Mo said, I think you should get it so you lock your space in for the celebrity game. So I'm waiting because they don't have our VIP passes to like go into the game and stuff like that. So I'm waiting. It's like a group of 3 or 4 of us, but it's only one dude, one other dude. So I'm talking to that dude, and we become cool. Like we just walk into the game together. We become cool the rest of the week. So I'm cool with bro. And so then I come up next day to check in for the pre-show. This is probably Sunday. The pre-show for BET Awards, they filmed it on 2 separate days. And they did it this year because since the BET Awards went into Monday night instead of a Sunday night, they filmed the award show, the pre-show on 2 separate days. And they pretty much did nothing but performances on Saturday. They taped them and then clipped it up and then edited into the show on Sunday. So all the performances they had a bunch of performances weren't live on Sunday. Like I guess they thought that was too risky or whatever. So I'm going in, and once again, me and old girl from New York, we on 2 separate things. She signed up to volunteer at the Smurfs booth, and they were going to pay her for a day and things of that sort. So she can't come with me to the pre-show. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna invite my boy that I just met at the celebrity game yesterday. So I invite him out. So now I walk into the convention center. I don't see where to check in. I look, I'm like, bro, hey, come on, bro. We got to check in for this thing because they said get there early. He said, okay, bet. I'm leaving 106 in Park now. So he leave 106. While I'm waiting for him, I see some girls in dresses. I say, oh, y'all looking for the check-in? They say, yeah. So I start making conversation with them. They cool. And my boy finally come down. So I introduce them to them. They introduce themselves and stuff like that. We split off into a 2-man. So now I'm like, oh, we talking now. We do the pre-show all day, filming all day. And like we kicking it. And it was like, it's going smooth. We get our phones back. First thing I do to mine, I get her number and things of that sort, man. So everything is rocking well, man. And I'm like, man, this is a pretty good trip. And I'm like, and old girl that came down from New York, she's doing her own thing, so that's cool. You know what I'm saying? ISO. Man, so we get to the next day, bruh, for the next pre-show recording. Girl from New York, she said, I'm not going to the pre-show because I just want to focus on getting to the main show. I said, cool, bet. We still here. Man, this girl wake up and she say, yeah, I'm gonna try to go to both because I want to see Layla because you keep talking about Layla like she just like so great. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I said, I don't know how I'm gonna pull this off, but I'm gonna pull it off. So I told her, I said, yeah, we got a whole group. So there's a couple girls and it's, me and my boy. And she said, oh, so I'm gonna be third wheeling. And I said, and she's like, oh, I'm just joking, but I'm gonna be third wheeling. Okay, bet. Bro, when I tell you this girl pulled up, she played some defense on me.
No.
Bruh, she
Oh,
was on me like, cause she popped up like late, like, I'm waiting for my girl or whatever. They come in. So my girl come in and then I let her check in and I said, you want to eat? And then I said, hey, can we eat and then come back? And then just go with the next group out to the stage. And they say, yeah. So we walked to the little thing on the little LA Live strip and she stopped by the little pizza place. So she ordered a little pizza. And you know what I do, you know what I'm saying? Tricky. $15. Ain't none. Oh, thank you, Rashad. So like we connecting. She real, happy that I paid for the little $15 for the pizza. Well, not the pizza. She got a sandwich from the pizza place. So she eat that. Then she put the rest in her bag. She said, I can't waste food. I said, you my type of people. Anyways, we head back to the thing. Everything going well. We line up to walk to the stage. Boy, the coast is clear. We talking the whole time walking to the stage. We wait in line outside the little security gate to get in. And that's when my homegirl from New York popped back up. And when she popped back up, she is like loud that she with me. Oh, how you doing? She hugged me, high five me, the whole nine. She like, oh yeah, I just came back from Starbucks. I got you a fruit cup because I know you can't eat until 12. Like she breaking down the whole thing. I said, oh, I appreciate that. And then meanwhile, my girl, she not even turning around at this point. She not even looking. I'm like, oh man, it's a little distance now. And I was trying to figure out how I was gonna pull off this, you know what I'm saying, this little mission. So, she just sticking to me like glue, New York girl. We get through the little gate, we go to the stage, she's still sticking with me. At this point, homegirl, she like separated from us. So I'm like, dang, all right. And then she was talking to somebody else, New York, and they say, what they say, they were like, you came here by yourself? And she said, nah, I came here with you, my bud, my pal. And then she like, my arm is out like this. She hooks her arm into my arm and then like leans into me and like, yeah, I'm here. Bro, it was bad. It was bad. It was
Mm.
bad. She eventually left after Layla performed. Layla performed, so she eventually left to try to get into the main show by herself. And then my boy, he was like, yo, like Bianca was his girl. He said, yeah, she was like, that's kind of wild. It's a wild look of his, like because the old girl thought that she was, they was vibing. And I was like, man, she really played top tier defense, bro. And made me look crazy because it's like out of nowhere, this girl coming hugging up on me and all on my arm. And yeah, so but this girl's like perfect. Like, for me, I guess, and things of that sort. So I'm like, I'm still texting her and stuff like that, but it's kind of tough to come back from a moment like that, bro.
so you never recovered that night. You never bounced back that night.
That night, it was like, okay, oh man, I'm glad you asked that because I thought that was the end of the story. No. So, so pre-show ends, we trying to get into the show. And, how do I say this? I've got into the BET Awards without a ticket, but with a credential. So I'm like, I know you can get in without having a direct ticket. Like as long as you have something that's related to BET Awards, some security, especially if you by yourself and you just go kind of fast and things of that sort. So yeah, we going as a group though. And the boy, my homeboy, whatever, he ends up getting a ticket from a lady that work at BET because he knows her. and she sent a screenshot of one, so he got in, but the rest of us couldn't get in. So when we got turned around, we trying to figure out a new move. Everybody's hungry because we've been at the pre-show all day. I said, why not we go to Yard House? And then so homegirl was my girl was with it. She was like, yeah. But his girl, the dude who got in, she went with it. So she was like, she gonna go. I said, oh, this even better. One on one, I get a chance to redeem myself. Yard House, let's do it. So she said, oh yeah, Yard House really close to here. I know because I went to Yard House after BT like a couple years ago and things of that sort. And that's where I met Kalani Rogers. Side note. So this the plan, bruh. This is the plan. We about to go to Yard. We about to drop her off, and we going to go to Yard House. So then she says, "You know what? I'm actually cold. I want to go home." I said, "Oh, you can have my jacket." Hey, I did my jacket over there. Hey, you can have my jacket, no problem. She said, "Oh no, I don't want to wear your jacket. Honestly, it's just been a long day. I'm just tired. I'm just gonna go home. I gotta wake up in the morning. I got stuff to do. Because she's from LA. So this isn't like a trip or something special to her. This is just like
gosh,
another weekend in LA. Because when she was waiting for her Uber, I was sitting out there with her, and I was like, "Are you ready to go back to regular life on tomorrow?" And she said, "This is regular life for me. I live out here. Like we have events all the time." So yeah, that's how it went, bro. That's how it went.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's whack. I feel bad for you right now.
But that was on me though. That was self-imposed. Because if I never would have invited, if I never would have said, "Hey, I decided to go to BET," this never would have been the thing. If I just would have like bet it on myself fully to go out there solo dolo, no people, and I'm gonna just bet on myself to meet someone out there. Well, which I probably knew would happen just because it's happened so many times with my old job. But I also didn't want to just be like, you know what I'm saying, worry about babies on the road and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, no, that's. Whew. And then you start thinking about because like I said, the situation when you was talking about the Yard House, like that would have been perfect right there. Like if she, you out there in LA, like you know what I mean. You got an ISO situation, like you could, maybe she probably felt like that because her homegirl, like she didn't want to separate from her homegirl, or whatever. But
look, they didn't even know each other.
Oh, for real?
They we thought because me and old boy, we thought they already knew each other because they were together and they were talking and stuff. Bruh, they just met each other that day. It's just like how me and him met each other the day before. It was really like streaming university, low key. But yeah. I definitely want to go back next year because that was fun.
Yeah, no, it's always funny when you go out with like a group and you end up like in an unexpected two-man. I had that happen to me a few weeks ago. Like I ended up in a situation where originally I was talking to one, and then she was feeling my homeboy more than me, so we ended up having to as they say now, pass the ball. I had to pass the ball and find somebody else to shoot with, which I did. But I definitely think I don't know. I don't know how much longer I want to be out here in those type of situations, like in my 30s.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you on that, man.
Y'all see me out here in the corner?
Yeah.
That's me.
And that's Shorty?
That's Shorty.
Dang.
Wait, hold on. Where's she at? That's her right there?
Yeah, and this was me right here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You was right. No, she was. Yeah, but you said you still texting her, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is it like a warm response?
Usually, but I did just hit the conversation kind of stalled a little bit, and then I went to you have any siblings?
Oh man.
Well, you know what I mean. So it got to that point where it's like you reaching for stuff. You reaching. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You might have to throw the Hail Mary fly out if you know what I mean.
I did. I threw a Hail Mary, but before I boarded the plane.
What was the Hail Mary?
It was thank you for letting me into your city.
Oh man, you talking to her like
What'd
she
you
whack
say?
100? Like
What did you
that's
say, bro?
crazy.
I said, yo, I appreciate your energy. You know, you was one of the more genuine people. I said, thank you for sharing your community with us, you know, just for a few hours. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like, if you ever need anything, you know where to hit me.
wow.
Crazy.
Let me know if you in the A or if you in the NOLA.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
You might have to. You might have to just offer the plane ticket. You might have to just be like,
She said she ain't trying to go to NOLA. Cause she grew up watching Louisiana Cops, so she got PTSD.
Louisiana. What
Louisiana Cops.
is that? Is that like a? Oh, is that? Was there a? It's like the TV show Cops. Like they had like a New Orleans version or something like that.
I guess so. I never heard of it, but
I haven't either.
I don't be watching TV. Oh yeah, Cajun Justice. Hold on, I just found it.
Cajun Justice. That's crazy. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I never
Yeah.
heard it. Yeah. Hey yo, but yeah, she was like, yeah, if I'm ever kidnapped and dropped off in Louisiana, I'll let you know.
Cool. Now I had a
That's
situation recently since we talking about crazy. Like I feel like I talked about this last episode. I had the girl that I was like during the pandemic that I was whatever.
yeah.
Um, yeah, like we couldn't reconcile, and then we were supposed to link. And I just talked about this last episode. I'm getting PTSD just from talking about this now. So we're gonna move on to the next topic because that just triggered the fact that I even brought that back up again lets me know that we don't need to be talking about this, right? Because we did talk about this.
One song that I saw live that's like been stuck in my head ever since I saw it live. Boss Man D-Lo, bro. Um, the I get money, I'm a fat, give me more chicken. That one is just stuck in my. I don't know why. Like I like that song now. You guys ever go to a show and it's like a song that you kind of liked or whatever, but you see it live and now you just all of a sudden like love it.
Yeah.
What's that song?
I'm trying to think of which one exactly. Because I've definitely had those moments, but I'm trying to think what was the concert I went to that really just made me a fan of. Give me a second. I got Jelani if you got one.
I'm trying to think of I don't know if it's one that I saw like live myself. It's probably like live performances I've seen of certain songs that um maybe like on TV and stuff like that where I've seen like sometimes you watch a live performance of a song and that live performance is like I think about Rest in Peace Mac Miller, like the version of oh I forget what the name of that video was, but he had a song that came out in like 2013. I'm gonna look it up now. Um but that live version was so much better than what the album version was. But I can't think of one that I saw in real life that made me like the song more.
Mr. He Ain't Ish from Tony Snow. I saw him perform it live at a show and like people were singing it. And I just like the unique like bounce to it because it was like just an unconventional flow. And the beat was cool. Shout out to Cash Cash, my guy. But Cash Cash just made a cool beat. And I was like, let me check out this song a little more. And I like fell in love with that song after I saw it live. Go ahead, Jelani.
Yeah, Objects in the Mirror. That was the Mac Miller song. That the live version.
I thought
But
that
yeah,
was the dang name of the album.
nah. The name of the album was Watching TV with the Sound Off.
You right.
Yeah, that was the one that came out the same day as I think it was like Yeezus and J. Cole's album came out all that same day.
Yeah, same day, yeah.
That was a crazy day.
South to West by Gunna.
Is that the I'm an inventor, have an infinity, I'm an inventor, I'm an inventor.
I have no clue what you were singing.
Because DDG did the exact same flow on he got this song called Maybach Curtains. And I just thought I was like, dang, why does nobody talk about this DDG song? And then I heard like South to West from Gunna and it's the same flow.
Oh
And I was
yeah,
like, oh, I guess that's why this DDG song didn't do that well.
yeah. It's the song where he's like eat, like yeah. So that's the thing that stood out. I mean, Gunna flow is pretty much the same on every song.
Do y'all think? What was you about to say? What's up? Oh, do you think? So I've been thinking about this recently. Do you think Gunna is a bigger artist at this point than Thug is?
I think more people like Gunna's new music than Thug's new music.
I think so too. I've been kind of feeling like the last few months, like people are kind of starting to turn on. It's kind of weird, but like I feel like people are starting to turn on Thug a little bit.
Ain't nothing funny when you got a bread down.
Yeah, that's the song I was thinking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think like, but I mean, I do think it's also like Gunna had like a year and a half, 2 years to continue to grow his fan base, while Thug, like it's he still has the allure about him, but it's just like he ain't really dropped nothing recently. I think yeah. So I think like right now, yeah, Gunna is probably definitely bigger than Thug at this current moment. And I mean, I have to see where Thug goes with his next. But I think one thing that always made Thug so big was his connections as well, because he'll end up on a freaking Camila Cabello song, a Post Malone song, and so those features or like a Kanye album, those features elevated him because of how versatile he was. So and that's the thing people always appreciated with Thug, because it's like you never know what you're gonna get with him. Gunna, I think he is like that. As I said, definitely bigger right now. But as I said, I think as Thug starts to really get back out again, I can see him kind of taking that spot back. But we'll just have to kind of see.
Yeah, I think Thug just needs like he just needs that, and he might not catch it, but I just feel like he needs that one song for that one song to just take the like he had when So Much Fun came out, the song Hot with Gunna. Like he just needs that one single to really reestablish himself back, because I feel like they thought it was gonna be that song with Lil Baby and Gunna or whatever. Not Lil Baby with Gunna. The song with Future that he did. I forget what it was called, but the one that's
They're trying to force it, Dumb and Dumber.
He was talking about Money on Money.
Well, he ain't talking about the spider back. It feel like I never let the black chirp beat right.
That one. No, that was dope too. The one with him and Future.
Yeah, Money on Money.
Yeah, that was supposed to be like the big. My bad, right?
No, I was just singing the song.
Yeah, that was supposed to be like the big single or whatever, but it didn't really. I don't feel like it connected the way they thought it was going to connect.
Terra.
Yeah, I mean I think it's still a good song. I think he just, like I said, a follow up of, but also at the same time he can make the same content as well. So that is also going to like hinder him a little bit. So it's interesting to see where he's able to go with that, because
go ahead.
I was just saying, yeah, just not being able to make the same content that has kind of got him, to this point is going to be a little tough.
Best Friend doesn't discuss gang violence or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, he has songs that's outside of that, but a lot of his stuff is about gang violence.
Yeah,
like just had to wear the dress because they had the stick in. Like
I'm trying to think of Thug's biggest. Let's go to Thug's biggest songs. and see like how much like just outright like you know what I'm
I
saying
mean,
refer
the
to.
biggest songs is one thing, but I'm saying what got him connected to where people have this cult following, where he has
Okay,
a
yeah, yeah.
cult following, you know?
I agree. I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. So that's why, and that's why I was saying, I was like, I feel like, because if you really think about his biggest songs, yeah, as I said, Havana, Goodbyes, the exact songs I just mentioned, you know?
What's goodbyes?
That's a song with Post Malone.
Oh, okay. That's
I'm
why I
no
didn't know.
better, Goodbyes. Um, I like the song, I ain't gonna lie. But, you know, that's why I feel like songs like that has always allowed him his versatility on a lot of the different stuff. Yeah, you got pick up the phone, and you know all those songs are good. Those like keep him mainstream, but it's like his core fan base, like you know, it's they it come from a different place, you know.
I thought lifestyle would be. I definitely thought lifestyle was like top five for sure. I'm surprised that it's as low as it is.
Knock it out
Where is
was
it?
It's like
16
17.
or
Oh,
17.
17. Minnesota's 50-54. Dang, mixtape is up here.
Yeah, Thug. I mean, we talked about this before. Thug has always been one of those artists who
Is Danny
is
Glover up
cultural.
here?
Say again?
Is Danny Glover up here? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
407?
Yeah,
That's
you gotta think
crazy.
those songs weren't that big. Like those, that was like cultural. But that's what I'm saying though. It's like these are the songs that made him. Like, I mean, that's not Danny Glover is not really as much about gang violence, but not even with a lot of his songs. It's like he threw in a lot of just random stuff like about YSL, about his gang, about slime, you know, and stuff like that, where it'll just be in the midst of it all. But it's like having to refocus that energy to like where I can't say none of that. It's like I know that definitely has to be a new area that he's having to maneuver.
Yeah, the autograph song from Rich Kids is even up here.
You say it's up,
I mean,
it's
that's like
there.
more local.
Yeah,
I'm down for autograph. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, but Thug. I mean, like, kind of to the point that Mo was saying. Like, Thug is always like Barter Six only did like 17,000 first week. Like, Thug is. I think his highest first week probably for an album was So Much Fun. I think they might have did like 100 something thousand maybe, but that's the only album he has that was really like that did like really big numbers like that. Like Beautiful Thugger Girls and all those other albums, the mixtapes, the I'm Up, and like they all had hits and uh Slime Season and all that. They all have hits, but like he's never really done just crazy numbers from a sales standpoint. Gunna
Yeah,
DS4 on the other hand went did crazy numbers when he came up.
you know, and that also goes into I think Thug, like he's talked about this before. He likes to just make music, just to make music. You know, it's like I don't. He doesn't. He never really cared about like it being commercial success. It's like if you rock with the song, he's just gonna hop on it, and he want to make music with somebody, he's just gonna do it. And I think Gunna has aimed more of his career to be more commercially successful. Like he wants his songs to be like I think he aimed for that, and I think
I
that's
mean,
just the difference.
Gunna had to pivot though. Just
You
like
say
how
he
Thug had to pivot, Thug Gunna had, Gunna had to pivot too.
I mean, how did he pivot?
Gunna he kind of rapped about guns and like killing, like you know he make you know kind of like um gun kind of killing metaphors every now and again. Excuse me. It wouldn't necessarily be like gang stuff, but it would be some you know what I'm saying metaphors.
But he never rapped about gang stuff for real.
Not that much, but I mean, hot the song "Hot" in itself is kind of like a
He
double
did a
entendre.
little bit. He was never like a super. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off, Rashad.
No, I was done. I'm not saying nothing.
No, so he definitely would like let you know that he was affiliated with certain, or what he was affiliated with, but like he was never like Thug, where Thug got songs talking like real like
Yeah.
grimy street. You know what I'm saying? Like he was never that type of rapper where he was just murder, murder, kill, kill. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like this is gonna sound crazy. Super pause like ahead of time. Like I do feel like Gunna getting in the shape that he got in when he was in jail. Like he had women fans before that, but I definitely feel like that expanded his women fan base a lot more than what it was before. Bro, I swear, dog, I swear to God, it sounds crazy. I swear to God, like I saw when he came home, I definitely saw a lot more women like messing with Gunna than before he went in.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, the women love Gunna. I ain't gonna hold you.
That's his biggest fan base.
Mm-hmm.
All right, boys. Let's get into it, man. Speaking of like women liking a rapper now, I think we can all can agree like we seen this sudden surge of women liking Kendrick Lamar, right? Post beef.
I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't seen it too much.
You ain't seen it too much?
To
Janai,
an
have you
extent.
seen it?
It's it's crazy that you say that because the girl that I brought up earlier that we was just talking about. So when we had linked up or whatever, she had played Gloria off her phone out of nowhere. Now keep in mind, this is the same girl that I said like when we first was back in like 2020 or whatever. All she used to listen to was like Polo G and like Janae Aiko. I never,
Oh, the hood baby.
yeah. So when she played that Kendrick Lamar song, I was like, "You like Kendrick Lamar?" I was like, I don't know where. He did a great job. I feel like last year he did a great job of like it's weird for me because he's always been a popular rapper to me, but I definitely feel like he did a great job last year of like whatever fan bases might not have been aware of him before. With he just reached a whole new level. We talked about this, but like he's really he's even more of a household name than he was before, and it's crazy because he was already a superstar.
Bro, he runs the West like how Nipsey was like the president and everything of the West, like how big he was. That's how big like Kendrick is over there now. And I mean,
Yeah.
I say this as someone who went over to LA a lot, like in my old job. I haven't been back since last year. I came back this year, and the energy when they play anything off of GNX is night and day from what it was last year, bro. When playing Kendrick in a function, like, because they can play him within the all the little kind of like the gang, like that song and stuff like that. Like that song would have popped or whatever on the West Coast. But now they can mix that in with something from GNX, and they go crazy when they play GNX over there. It goes crazy just as much as they would when they play a West Coast record that I don't know that they love.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel like he like especially the album and the all of last year would just like making it where it's like West Coast against the world, and that's kind of where this whole beef of like Joey versus the whole West Coast kind of started because he was just like, all right, y'all kind of y'all riding it a little bit, and that's how he was feeling. So that's why he said that. And so I think like Kendrick definitely like, yeah, the West is gonna they rock with him heavy. And it's just like because what he did, he truly was just like, all right, this is us, and did a great job at that. I think like, that like he put himself in another echelon just in general, whereas like more people listen to him than they ever did before. And so I think in turn, yeah, technically he does have more women as a fan base, but I mean they it depends on what, like if you're on the West Coast, yeah, you're gonna hear Kendrick. But you ain't really like, other than maybe Luther, you ain't finna, from what I'm seeing, from what I'm hearing, you ain't really hearing too much off of GNX. You ain't hearing too much.
I'm hearing that reincarnated. I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, 99 my big. Whoa. woke up looking for. I done heard that about.
Yeah, I mean, you gonna hear that, but I'm saying like, is that like that's just everybody in the function gonna be lit? But I'm talking about you talking about female fan base, like where it's like what gets the female going, like no girl going to hey play that squabble up.
You seen the video with Ben the Don where that reincarnate and then the girls started dancing and he said, "Oh no, we gotta put it on Netflix."
Yeah, no, I seen that, but I'm saying like, but nobody is like if it comes on, yeah, they're gonna be lit, but nobody is. I don't think no girls are going to yo play that squabble up. I'm trying to get hype real quick, you know, like that's not.
I'm saying it's just different than what it was with Levitate. Levitate, all the dudes
yeah.
Levitate, and then the woman would be like, "Oh, can we play Migos?" You know, but now it's like the woman is getting hype with us.
Yeah, nah, like definitely. I say like he grew his fan base for sure. You know, it's like, but I don't like when you talk about like, yeah, you know, like the females they rock with him now. It's like they do to an extent, but it's just like, yeah, like it's lit. You know, he made more lit songs, like and that's the difference. Like Levitate, like, and all his music was more of a socially conscious turn up. And this ain't no social conscious. This is squabble up. Like this is like slick crash out music. You know, not crash out music, but it's like when you give that vibe where it's like, I'm trying to think the exact way to put it. Because crash out music is the exact way, but it's like the thing of like you making music where people are gonna want to turn up, and it's like you talking about like doing something to I don't know, like you get what I'm saying? Like if it's like a song, like if you make a song that's talking about doing something where that's gonna get people hype in the sense of like I see my ops, you know, like squabble up, you know, like people want to get hyped to that. They want to live vicariously through that.
Also, bro,
you know?
like I say, let's get to it. Here we are recording the day before the weekend. Night one in Toronto at Rogers Stadium Center at the Rogers Center will be tomorrow. What do you guys think is going to happen?
None.
I mean, I don't think he's gonna get like, you know, God forbid, I don't think he's gonna get, you know, popped on stage or nothing like that. You're gonna have some. It's gonna be some weirdos that like try to do something outside the stadium. I know for a fact, like Drake and them, they already know better. Like it's gonna be a bunch of cops and stuff outside. Like they're not about to try to do something to this man. It's really, remember when Drake performed in Philly when the Meek beef was at his like peak, and
Yeah,
he like did some on stage a little bit, but like outside of that, nothing popped off. Like it wasn't situations like that. It's just too much attention. Like it ain't really going. These are the two biggest rappers of their era. Like nobody's getting touched.
I think Drake going on Kai's stream pretty much confirms what you guys say, because, you know, why would he be on his stream at the same time, you know, if they planned on, you know what I mean? So,
I mean, I think like, I'm going to be real. I feel like Drake is just so like, I'm finna just turn, like, I'm finna just get all my fans back. It's like, I don't need all the beef stuff no more. Like, I think he probably gonna have references to it in like his album and stuff, but it's like with where he's at right now, I feel like he's done like garnered a lot of that fan base back through that last album with the songs that he has, and it's like he's still, I don't know, like I really don't feel like he's on that, like because there's no point to be. It's like it proved
he
like
obviously, if he wasn't, he wouldn't have done Kai Cenat stream tomorrow night.
No, I mean it's a good marketing tool. Why would he not? Like the stream tomorrow is for the Somebody Loves Me. And that's what I'm saying. He's still like he's being strategic. It's a great marketing tool. Whereas like now he's going to reveal people who went out and made videos for his song that is popping. And it's like I'm going to reveal ideas that I thought were good, some that are not, and then I'm gonna give money out to people so they can bring it to life.
So that's why he's doing it tomorrow night, Mo.
I mean, I don't I don't know why he's doing it tomorrow night. I mean, it was supposed to
I'll
be
tell you why
tonight.
he's doing it tomorrow. He's doing it tomorrow night because Kendrick Lamar's first night in Toronto tomorrow night. That's why he's doing it tomorrow night.
Look, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like they say this all the time online. Kendrick fans are way more concerned with Drake than the Drake fans are, bro.
Drake has two
y'all
active
be like,
lawsuits about not like us in this beef. You cannot tell me that Drake is unbothered.
no,
He
but I'm
lost
like,
those
you want him
privileges
to
as
be
soon as he
bothered.
told the police.
You want him to be bothered so bad, like
because he's bothered. He's bothered.
bruh, like I guess,
Drake is bothered. Drake is bothered.
but still, like,
Kai,
that's the thing.
Kai,
No, but like,
Kai, I know we've been talking about the stream for the past month, but I'm gonna just happen to do it the day of Kendrick coming to Toronto because I know everybody's talking about it, especially fresh off the BET Awards.
So look, I don't know, like that's what I'll say. I'm like, bruh, like, is you as a Kendrick fan that's bringing this up and want him to be bothered? Like, even if he bothered or not, you want him to be bothered. Like that's what you as a Kendrick fan want, and it's just like, and I guess as a Drake fan,
Jelani,
like,
Jelani,
we don't really care.
Why is Drake
like,
going on Kai Cenat stream tomorrow night?
Jelani, okay, nah, but all right, Jelani, who brought this subject up? Who, like, is he not projecting that he wants that man to be bothered?
No, I actually think it's jumped both right from the standpoint of I definitely think it was the same way he went on his Australia tour, like when the Super Bowl was happening, like he did the first date along the same time that was like, I think that's part of it. But most point, it's crazy you said, because I was thinking about that the other day. So I knew, just growing up, like being a Drake fan for years, I knew that there was a lot of weird Drake fans, like growing up before then. I didn't realize how many weird Kendrick fans there were until the beef happened last year. Like that was kind of a thing to me that I wasn't, and I'll still see certain stuff where it's like, bro, like I get it, it's the biggest rap beef ever, but like there definitely are some weird Kendrick fans. But to Rashad's point, I definitely think that it's strategic as far as everything Drake does is strategic. Like he's made a career of like those type of moves, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is that they're not just show. Like I think were they doing 2 dates in Toronto, 2 or 3? I don't think
they're doing 2.
You're doing 2, yeah, exactly. So it's, he can do it tonight. I mean tomorrow night, and it could be a distraction for one night. But that second night, who knows? I'm wondering if, because you saw Maul, he was tweeting. I don't know if y'all saw it, but like Maul had a tweet about, I guess Drake's new nickname is Iceman. Like that's what he's going by now. He has a new nickname every few years that he adds to his repertoire. But Maul tweeted out, he said, "Iceman has a bomb." I'm trying to figure out like.
I think the name of the album is Iceman.
Yeah, that's the name of the album, I think. But I'm trying to figure out, does he mean that he has like a new hit song coming out, or the album is fire, or is there a diss song on there? Like I'm wondering what that tweet's gonna end up meaning.
Hit song, and like Marie said, like I think he'll refer, you know what I'm saying, to the beef, like how he did on the songs or whatever with Party, where he said, "What are we gonna do? Bunch of 29-year-olds twerking with addiction." Internet cut out. Oh, Jelani left. Mo's still in here. We are going to see what the internet. Okay, Jelani's back. All right. Yeah. The internet's just chopping up a little bit.
Okay, for sure.
But well, what were you saying? Well, I was saying something. I forgot.
We were talking about that's crazy. That was just 5 seconds ago, and I low key like we were talking about Drake and Kendrick. I'm trying to remember what the context was of the conversation. It's crazy. That was literally like 15 seconds ago. That's crazy. Am I frozen? Is everybody good? I feel like I'm
Most here. Okay, I see everybody on stage. I
we
see it.
good. We
Yeah,
might have to edit this part out
yeah, the joint. But
yeah.
yeah, but I see that
But
OVO, bro. Go ahead, Mo.
but so like, I was gonna say like, and I feel you. It's like, and it might be a strategic thing, and it probably is. You know, it's like, but at the same time, I don't think like, as I said, like I just don't think he's as bothered by it as people make it seem. Like that's why I'm getting at. I think like maybe it's like, yeah, I'm going to strategically continue to troll him, and and it's like when you're having your big moment, I'm going to have a big moment to show that I'm still a big artist. I'm still the bigger artist, if we're just being honest, and because I think this is going to be with what he's doing with Somebody Loves Me. And that's why I was saying, like, last week, I was like, bro, like he played it perfectly, where it's like now he has songs that's like riding through the summer, and then right in time for him to drop another album, for him to do OVO Fest again this year, for him to do the Wireless Fest. It's just like it's really setting up for like, all right, is back to where it was. It's like it's not gonna be the exact same, because that he did take a blow. That's real. But it's like they tried to kill him. The boy prevailed, man. Like, so
I do think he was smart to not to go straight from the beef to dropping his own solo album, like him doing the album with Party, where it was like more R&B focused. I think he needed to, because I don't know how it would have been received for him to just go straight back into rapping after, you know what I'm saying, the whole thing. But now I think people are more willing to hear what he has to say as far as when the real album comes out.
He tried it. He tried it. He dropped 3 rap songs.
Oh no, he did. I was that is that I was one of the people saying that. See, it was an era after the beef happened when he was trying to just drop songs, and they were not sticking at all. Even though I think that what was the song with Lotto, The Housekeeping Knows? I thought that was fire.
I like No Face.
I like no. I was just about to
I
say No
thought No
Face was
Face was
fire.
a great record out of the beef. To be like,
He,
they tried that. Oh, ain't nobody my friend for real. Oh man, I knew all y'all was fake. No Face. Like, I like that song. I
he
thought it was
should
a
have put
good,
that out
but
instead of the
it was
whole
just. I
26.
think Kendrick was so loud at that point, it just drowned it out.
That was a great song. I agree.
no facts. But that's why, like I said this when we had first started recording again, and around the time I was like, he getting back to the core, and it's like his core is women, and then it's just like, and then it's like also showing like I'm bigger than, like, y'all in America want to be on this whole not like us, I'm not American, this, that, and the other. It's like, I'm gonna just go overseas with it then. It's
He had to
like,
cancel the tour. They didn't sell enough tickets.
you said what?
He had to cancel the tour in Australia. They didn't sell enough tickets.
Yeah,
Me and
that's
Kendrick hit the biggest
conspiracy.
venues in America.
That's conspiracy, bro. Um, but yeah, so like, cause hey, we could all go on TikTok videos and find some crazy stuff too, bro. But I'll just say what's facts though. What we know for a fact is, as I said, he got to the core. He was like, I'm finna just go overseas with it, and that's why I said, when I say he went overseas, it's like the Wireless Fest. He's doing 2 weekends of that, and then the lineup for that is crazy that he's performing with. Like, that's a really good lineup, bro, and that's gonna go down, bro. And it just shows like and I think I said this on the pod too. I projected he was going to drop. I think he's going to drop the album before the Wireless Fest, so that when he does Wireless Fest, he has other songs to perform out there, and I think that's just gonna boost his stuff again, bro. And so that's why I don't know, man. Like I said, they try to take him out, and it's like even to the point when you was talking about how like man, like the girls they like Squabble Up, but trust me, they like Nokia better. Trust me, they like Somebody Loves Me better, bro. Like it is what it is,
I'm telling you, as someone who's been to events where they play both, and I saw how everybody reacted when they played Nokia, and I saw how everybody reacted when they played something off of GNX. And it's
If
like,
you was in LA, that's one thing, and it's
no, this was in Atlanta. This was I went to Trap Sushi the weekend of Comic-Con, so it was a lot of women in there as well. And
when
like,
was this?
this was a couple weeks ago.
Okay, I mean, hey, I don't know, because I've definitely seen, the reaction of Nokia and Somebody Loves Me, because I've been out a little bit too, so.
Yeah. No, Nokia, it went up at Layla's show. Like the DJ was playing it, like, but he didn't even play the song. He just played the beat, and everybody was like, "Hey, hey!" And then but he ended up switching it or playing another song over that beat. It was weird. And then he played like 2 or 3 other Drake songs. Like he played like the song with Weeknd from Take Care, the
True Love.
Loving the Crew, yeah. Yeah, he played that, and he played another like older Drake song, and everybody was singing it and stuff. So yeah, but it went up at the Layla show. But like other than that, I was surprised about kind of like how I feel like kind of mellow it is with no kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, isn't you would think it would be like who come, like people would be doing that or something, like, but they don't. And like, but when that's Squabble Up, like you say, is that everybody dancing, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's just what I've been seeing.
Hey, I feel you, man. Like, I guess we'll see. I don't know. I mean, as I said,
Well,
the
I
boy,
feel like no, so I was trying to rage bait Mo. I'm trying to get him to react.
no facts. But that's why I was like, bro, because I'm gonna be real, bro. Like that's why, like, I feel like the Kendrick fans, i.e. Rashad, y'all care more about Drake than the Drake fans do. Sometimes it's like y'all like really studying his moves.
I say some people like Jelani said on the internet are just stretching it, bro. It's like, bro, you gassing it, like but, please move on.
Nah, and I say that's like, as a Drake fan, we just here just enjoying music, man. Like we just vibe.
No, a lot of Drake fans, like I seen one Drake fan. It was on the how they had the 5-year or however long it's been from 2018, so I guess 8-year anniversary since Pusha T revealed that Drake had a kid. Some Drake fan was like, looking back on this, who cares? LOL. And I was like, all right, bro, like we not about to do revisionist history with what Pusha T did. He made this man reveal his son to the world and like become an active father to the public just because of a diss song. Like that cannot be understated. You're not about to, who cares about that? No, that was a moment. And it's still, you see the effects of it today every time that Drake brings, his son courtside to a game or to an event.
I mean, I don't think he's still thinking about Pusha T, but he's just being a dad out here. Like,
but he never would have done that if it wasn't for that song.
I don't think it was never. I mean, like the thing about the song was like he said he was going to present it to the world in a certain way, and then but he was like, "Nah, I'm finna just tell the whole world before you get a chance to present it the way you want to."
Oh yeah, he wanted to do it through the Adidas deal.
Yeah, like he wanted to have a whole rollout for it.
He was gonna
So
do the Duke Dennis.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but if I say it's like, let's not act like the man wouldn't have just been an absent parent. Like the man was in the kid's life. Like he was in the kid's life. It was just like the man just like I wanted to present it to the world the way I want to.
He wasn't hiding his child from the world. He was world hiding. I messed the lyric up. I had it in my head. Now I was trying to say it right. I messed it up, but not.
Duke
I
Dennis,
just
Duke Dennis, like for Christmas, bro. Duke Dennis got to do a Christmas stream and then bring all his kids on stream, and then like he got to do something to fix his PR. I know he wanted to keep it a secret, and it's out now, but it's out now. So I think, bro, just got to bring his kids on stream and just like, yeah, daddy, all my kids. Like he got to do something like that, bro.
You remember? I remember. This was like early 2010s. Shawty Low was supposed to have a reality show. Somebody, you can look this up if you think I'm capping. Shawty Low was supposed to have a reality show on either BET or like one of those networks. I think it was called All My Baby Mamas. But it
yeah,
got canceled because of the backlash. When people announced the title, people was like, "Nah, bro, we not doing this. Like, this is crazy." But
yeah, I
yeah, I
remember.
remember that. Oh my! You see, I didn't make that up. 2013. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I definitely remember that.
yeah. Duke Dennis should do his own version of All My Baby Mamas.
Hey, but I will say, just to be honest, like the whole thing with Drake and the kid, people pick and choose with that. Cause how many kids J. Cole got?
J. Cole got like I think 2, 3 kids, right?
We don't know. We don't know.
But
Like I ain't never.
he married though, so it's kind of different. Like people look at it differently.
And he put his kid in a music video.
I mean, how old was the kid at that point?
He looked like a younger version of J. Cole. I said, dang, his son looked just like him.
What video did you put him in?
I'm pulling it up right now.
Because I thought he always. I remember he always kind of felt like one of those artists that never
It was this one.
never show his kid.
He looked just like him.
He does look just like him.
Yeah, but so like, that kid like 5.
Yeah. He's pretty old. He's pretty.
But that's
old.
what I'm saying. It's like, and I get what you're saying, Jelani, to the point that he's married, but we didn't even know he was married. It's like the man wanted to keep his life private, and it's like, but like it is what it is. But it's just like when you want to tear somebody down for something, you're gonna tear them down with it, and that's just like that's the point I'm making. It's like because Cole just be out here living life, and everybody just like, man, we just love Cole. He's so humble. He just so down to earth. But you talking about how he just out here like, I don't know. It's like, it's interesting. That's why I love Cole though, because he talks about it in his music. Essentially, it's just like y'all look at me like this saint, bro. Like I'm a person who just don't be doing. I be like, when he made Kevin's Heart and all the different stuff. It's like songs like that. He shows like, man, like I'm out here doing a lot of dirt as well, bro. It's just like y'all, I don't know. They just you don't want to condemn him for it, for real,
I feel like a lot of that also came from like No Name.
What?
When No Name called him out for not saying anything or not doing anything with Black Lives Matter in 2020. He responded to her with Curtis Snow. I mean, that Snow on the Bluff.
The Bluff, yeah.
And he was just like, yeah, I don't read as many books. I think I presented myself and branded myself wrong as an artist. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm just a dude from North Carolina. Like, it was a pretty funny song, bro. It was a pretty funny song and a moment, in my opinion.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. Like that's why I feel like just to the point I was making. I feel like with the whole thing with like saying like Drake, he needed to tell the world that he had a kid. It's like y'all people painting it as if he was just like he was disowning his kid. He never disowned his kid. It'd be different if his baby moms came out and said like, "Yo, I got this." Like if it was different if it was a Duke Dennis situation. Because Duke's situation is pretty crazy, where he got all these baby mamas and it's like they like, bro, you're not paying nothing. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. Like you barely.
No. Most of them saying that he is paying. Like he paying his child support. He financially providing for the child.
Okay, you said most of them. Most of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I ain't kept up with all 6 or 7. You know what I mean? That's a lot to keep up with. But from the 2-3 videos that I have seen, they said he financially provides. He just ain't been there physically for the children.
Yeah, so but that's what I'm saying. Stuff like that is a little bit different. Then it's just like a person that was like who had a baby that was still a newborn. The baby wasn't even a year old yet, and it was just like, so like, you ain't tell the world that you got a kid, and it's like, well, dang, like it's a lot of people who be out here and don't tell people that they got kids. Like I don't know. So I mean, definitely, I do like. It was definitely a moment, and Pusha T definitely did his thing. It was like he did what he needed to do for the sake of the battle. But it's just like I think in the bigger scheme of things, it's like people make it seem like Drake was trying to be a deadbeat when it's like that was never what was going on. That was never like what his baby mom said. Like, and how he explained it, he was like, bro, like I was still in the point of getting testing, like to make sure that the kid was mine. Which like could Trippie Redd, you think about it, Trippie Redd just found out recently that his kid is not his kid. He loved the heck out of that kid. And was sitting here, really like trying to be a dad. Turns out he wasn't a kid because he didn't really do the proper testing. So, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. You got to look at it from different views sometimes. But I mean, at the same time, it's like, hey, it's rap beef, so it doesn't really matter, That's a horrible picture.
Shout out to Black Fatherhood.
I ain't gonna lie. I think this made me want a kid. I mean, that ain't just something you should play with though, because I have nieces and nephews and they run me crazy. That's enough for me. I ain't gonna hold you. But yeah, shout out to all the Black fathers. It is Father's Day.
Oh yeah, it is next weekend. Yeah, or this upcoming weekend.
Who else is a rapper with a kid? Does Kid Cudi have children? Nope.
He does.
Yeah, he does.
He got kids?
I think his daughter's. I remember him posting about his daughter like graduating high school or something like that.
I did not know this. Kid Cudi got a daughter. Okay, shout out Kid Cudi.
Yeah, but we'd be here all day if we talking about rappers with kids.
Yeah, they all.
I feel like it's more rappers that have kids than there are that don't have kids.
100%.
Yo, I want to ask y'all real quick.
Yeah.
You ever had to take a poop at a girl crib that you just linked with for the first time?
Yes, to answer your question, yes. Yeah.
How did that go? What'd you do?
I think I just went ahead and went. I feel like by the time you reach that point, it's like we here already, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like obviously that's not an optimal situation. You don't want to be in that position, but like if I can't use your bathroom, it's like what we doing, bro? Like
I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. For me, it's like I've definitely been there, and it's like I've really tried my hardest to not go, just for the sake of if I think about it like this, I'm gonna keep it a buck. If I'm over there, I'm trying to hit. If I'm trying to hit, and I just took a shit. Personally, like the vibes can be off unless you got some hopefully you got some baby wipes in there, something of that nature. But it's like, the realization is like, man, I'm not trying to kill the vibe, because then I ain't gonna hold you. I guess I'll be self-conscious about that. Especially if there ain't no wipes or something, like now I'm like, man, I got dookie butt, man.
Because if you don't do it 100%, if it's not all the way, especially like if the sheets are white or something like that, bro, that can go so left so easy, dog. I get it. I get where you're coming from 100%.
Yeah. What about you, Rashad?
That's crazy.
Well, in a hotel this weekend, I had to use it while she was there, while my homegirl from New York was there. So I was just like, bro, I gotta use it. Like, I'm about to hold it. And I was like, unless you want me to go downstairs. And she was like, nah, don't go downstairs. Just go ahead right here. I got some spray or whatever. I said, okay. But yeah, I think another thing I need to start carrying in my pocket is like a dude bomb, bro. Y'all know dude bombs?
Nah.
Is that one of those? They be having like all the male products now because dudes don't want to be clean on their own, so they gotta make like dude wipes.
No, 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 no.
So, okay, yeah.
A dude bomb is like it's like a pod. It's like a Tide pod, but it's for the toilet. So you throw it in the toilet before you use it, and it like centralizes the smell.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of like um poop parade or something like that, where you
Yeah,
spray
that
it.
does the same thing.
It's from the same company as Dude Wipes. It's the same. It's the same
Oh, it's the
brand.
same company.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think about that first. And then the second thing, like you say, Mo, like I think about what Mo's saying, but it's like if you hold it, it's gonna be just as bad because like you're gonna be like you probably gonna be sweating a little bit down there. You know what I'm saying? Trying to hold it. I don't know about y'all, but I be sweating when I'm holding it. So it's like you're gonna be sweating. You ain't gonna be the, you know what I'm saying? Just the neatest area down there. So
Well, not only that, but like every move you make, you
yeah,
like
you risking a fart in the
exactly
face.
like you can't even. After a certain point, it's just like, bro, you'd be better off for the long term. Just going for it.
I think the thing is though, it's like you're gonna have to take what I be thinking about, I'm gonna have to take a full on shower. Like I think that's like the best solution there. If I do it, I'm gonna have to take a full on shower. Now it's like it's done turned into an hour long situation.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like that might ruin the vibe right there.
But you have to shower.
Uh,
Unless she just gonna skip the, you know what I mean? If she just gonna skip
oh
the, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
If
Okay,
she
I
gonna
get
skip
what you're
that,
saying.
then okay, cool. You gonna skip that, you know what I mean? Feel me? We
I
just
get
get
what
right
you're
to
saying.
it.
Yo, what's the craziest moment where you like killed the vibe?
Oh my god, yo. Oh my bro. It's about to be like the PTSD episode. Like, I mean, bro, listen, man. I've like forget fumbling, bro. I've just straight up like thrown the ball out of bounds, dog. Like yo, I'm trying to think of one, like just one off the top. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all. You got one that came to mind immediately.
Yeah, I got one. Man, so I done this like I ain't gonna hold you. I done did it with like 2, 3 different girls, bro. So back in my old crib in Marietta, um, so you know how the light switches, it'd be like 2 light switches and one like sometimes like can connect to like a plug or something. And if you turn it off, like turn the plug off or whatever, man. So like I used to always like forget which one was which. Like, cause I'll bring like girls to like my guest bedroom, and then like we'll kick it in there, and then I have like like my game system or whatever set up so we can watch or like Netflix or like a Fire Stick or whatever, have it set up. So like at least twice, I know for a fact I could think of 2 girls where it's like we probably got in like just chilling, maybe like smoked in the garage or whatever. Now we in like the little guest room, we chilling and stuff. And so I would like turn on like get something started on the TV, and then I will always forget which switch was for the light and for the TV. So I've accidentally turned off the TV instead of the light. So when that happens, now it's like, damn, my bad. So the TV goes off, and it takes a minute to start back up, like to start like everything back up, right? It takes at least like a cool 3 to 5 minutes. So now you're sitting there in silence with the light still on, having to wait for the TV to come back on, and then like And then, like, at that point, because you got to keep the light on while everything loading up, because it can't be dark, just pitch black, you know? So, yeah, so then you just wait, and then it's just like, and then when you try to turn off the light at that point, bro, it just, yeah, it just ain't the same, bro. It ain't the same. Yeah, I just remember I was like, it was two girls in particular, bro. I did that with, and I remember that after the first girl, I was like, bro, I can't let this happen again. And then it happened again, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was trying to be smooth with this, bro. Just like, nah, yeah.
Yeah, it's one story that's like it's like legitimately traumatic. Like it's hard for me to even really like. I can low key joke about it now, but like all I can say is, you know, I was like 28-3 felt like yo, we finally here, bro. Like we one quarter away. Like we, you know what I'm saying? Like we about to win the, you know what I'm saying? And then just gradually it just went all the way out the window. I'm about to tell this story on a different occasion, dog. But like it was something like that, bro. It was bad, dog.
Dang.
It was bad.
Hey, we all been there, man.
Yeah, man. I wasn't. You caught me off guard with. I'll tell the story next episode, but it was bad, bro.
Okay, bet.
I think if any time I like just ruined the vibe, it would just be like, I'm kind of me all the time. So I think I tried to like tell a joke and like in the middle of like, starting up. And that was kind of like everybody just laughed. And that was kind of it. It just kind of laughed. And yeah, that was it.
Yo, I remember this one other time, bro. I went to the girl crib, bro. Now, like me and her, we had talked for a while, and we used to hook up and stuff all the time. And then time had passed, and then, so she invited me over for like a game night with her, and like she had got a new job. We used to work together, and so she invited me over with her new coworkers and stuff. So like I'm over there vibing. Like just so happened I actually knew some of her coworkers, so it was a vibe. And bro, so we playing some game, like one of those like Cards Against Humanity type games. We playing some game, bro, and it was something. I can't remember what the question was, but I misheard it or misread it or whatever, and I thought it was like it said something about like, oh, like the problems of the world, something like that, and I thought like I don't even know what I was thinking fully, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. But regardless, I said women to the answer. And it made it seem as if I was saying women are the problem of the world. Bro, everybody in there was just like, yo, whose man's is this? Like all the women was like, what? And I just remember the girl who invited me looked at me and was just kind of like, I could just tell she was probably like, that's like, yeah. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, this why we done. And yeah, it just was not a good moment, bro. I fumbled so hard, and I'm like, and I could just feel the vibe completely change with me and her, like in that moment, because it just seemed like I was like some sexist ass dude, and I was like, no, I mean like, and then they was not hearing it, bro. Yeah, I was, that was
It's crazy, like the tightrope you walk on as a dude.
Bro.
Like you
yeah,
can't make no mistakes. Like in this, like we say in this situation or whatever in LA, trying to even keep it alive or come back from like homegirl playing defense. Like I gotta every text has to like make sense, be meaningful.
right.
Like I
Yeah.
can't just like if she sees the siblings text and it's just like, oh, he just trying to talk. Like it's over.
Yeah, you can't just be like, good morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, no,
You
best
don't-
way I can describe my situation where I fumbled, it's wild and embarrassing, bro. It's just the best way I can describe it is that when you go to the gas station, they have certain things that you would buy to prevent certain situations. It was you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
For sure. It was something like that. It was like, nah, bro, this can't happen right now, dog. This is like It was bad, dog. I'm getting.
I ain't gonna lie. That's happened to me a couple times, but I wouldn't even think it was like something with my body. It was like really just your mind.
It was the same thing with me.
I
Yeah,
was just too much into my head, and I was
yeah.
like, dang. But once you kind of get over that, you got to get a little reassurance, like, no, it's okay. Da 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 da. You feel like, all right, take a little water break. You good?
No, she wasn't. She wasn't gone, bro. It was dinner. It was now or never at that time.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like that's on her then.
No, it was. I got where she was coming from though, but it was bad, bro.
Like, as the partner, they need to be reassuring and times, because that's what you do as the man, right? When they like, oh, da, 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 and you like, no, you good, you good. So the other partner, when you feeling that way, they need to be, no, you good, keep going, bro. Like, keep your head up, stay in school.
No, it was just awkward, bro. It was just awkward silence, bro. We just laid there for a while. It wasn't no pep talk after that. I can laugh about it now, but at the time, I was like, "Damn, bro, that's crazy."
I feel you, bro. I feel you, man. I've been too lit.
Yeah, that could be part of it too, for sure.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's like, yeah. I don't know what to tell you right here. Like I'm trying. Like it's like I'm trying.
Not true.
Yeah.
But beautiful, traumatizing way to close the episode. Unless you're
Yo, last question actually. Cause I think about one other time that where the mood was killed, and this wasn't really my fault. You ever like been messing with a girl and then her period started and you did not expect it and she didn't expect it?
Oh, not in the moment.
Yeah, I've had that happen once. I've had that happen before, but it was like I've definitely had that happen before, but I don't know. I don't think we were like we realized till afterwards. It didn't hinder anything in the moment. I just put it like that. Like,
yeah, I think actually it might have been my fault. Cause maybe my reaction, cause I just looked down and I just like it was red, and I was like,
yeah, that's what happened to me.
yeah, but I was like, yo, what the fuck? She was just like, oh my gosh, and she ran to the bathroom, and I was like, but I was more just like, it just threw me off because it was our first time ever hooking up too, so it was just like, whoa, what is going on? And yeah, dude, right, and yeah, she was just like, and then but after that, she was just like, nah, and I ain't gonna lie, like, hey man, shoot, you listen to this point, man. We appreciate y'all listening, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was like, I'm already here. Like, I don't care. Like, like we go run that red light, baby.
I was the same way. I wasn't at that point. I wasn't like, oh no. It was like, all right. I guess next time, what I mean, that can't happen. But no, it definitely didn't stop anything.
Yeah, as I said, I think it was just my reaction because I was really just like, it just threw me off. I was just like, whoa. I'm like, it's like blood all in my hand and stuff. I'm like, bro. And she's just like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, oh.
Nah, I would have tweaked out too. I ain't gonna hold you. Because it's never happened to me. Like right then and there, like where they didn't know ahead of time what was going on.
Have you ever messed with a girl on her period, Rashad? Like in general?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. Nah.
I've definitely attempted to. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've definitely been in a
I
situation.
probably attempted to, yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely attempted to. I'm not. I ain't gonna sit and act like I'm above that. Like, yeah, it definitely was a point where it's like, we can make some arrangements.
Right though.
Hey yo.
Man, I ain't gonna hold you, man. I didn't, had a past relationship or two that, it was like, hey, we just gonna put the towel down,
I mean, I feel like if that's your girlfriend, it's not as frowned upon because y'all
Yeah,
around each other all the time. Like,
yeah. I ain't never did it like that one time where I was like, what the heck? Like that was a random girl. Like, but yeah. Other than that though, yeah, it's only been with girls I was in a relationship with.
yeah, doing that knowingly with a random, knowing ahead of time, not being surprised by it, but like knowing ahead of time and still being like, I'm trying, like, you're diabolical. Like, that's crazy.
Yo, all right. Let's say, all right, Rashad, because Kalani Rogers said she
Yes,
tried to get at you.
yes, yes, absolutely. Shout out to Kalani Rogers, man.
Look,
Absolutely. Any conditions.
it's
You
like
said
no
you saw
ifs,
her,
ands,
didn't
or
you?
buts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I met her at Yard House a couple years ago. Yeah.
Yes, I've seen the game footage. Um, you know,
Oh,
it's mostly
you seen the game footage?
yeah. I mean,
Oh, her game footage. I'm
yeah,
thinking you
it's
talking
just
about
her.
me. I
It's
said,
not, it's not
oh,
nobody
that's
else.
crazy,
It's
man.
just her. But yeah,
Nah, cause hey, bro, hey, man, look, I did what I had to do, bro. It was one of my longest interviews ever, bro. It's darn near an hour, bro. It was about an episode of 1 a.m. pod, laughing, everything. I'm like, oh man, I had my A game,
Right.
but hold
have
on,
you? Oh, before we leave, have you met Taylor Rooks before?
yeah, a few times. It's crazy because she didn't. I've had to interview Taylor Rooks 3, 4 times, bro. And I met her before then, a couple years before that. Like I met her for the first time in 2019 in Miami. But I've interviewed her 3, 4 times. I seen her at Super Bowl in New Orleans, and I came up to her. I said, "Yo, can I interview you real quick?" She said, "Yeah." And then we walking over, and she says, "By the way, my name's Taylor." And I was like, "There's no way you don't remember me at this point." But I introduced myself, and I say the same thing every time. My name's Rashad. I'm from Cobb County. And she's like, "Oh, Georgia. Da, 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 da. Now I feel better." Every single time. The next day she saw me in New Orleans at Super Bowl. I saw her. I said, "Hey, Taylor." She said, "Nice to see you again." And that's the first time she'd seen me like multiple times and remembered who I was from the previous time.
That
Now, the
would have
next
me.
time I see her, she's probably gonna forgive me again. I'm probably gonna be like, "My name's Rashad. I'm from Cobb County." And she's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm from Gwinnett." It's just gonna be the same exchange for a fifth time. But yeah, I met Taylor a few times.
Yeah, no, that would have me cheesing. Just the fact that you remember me the second day. I'm like, I'm good.
Shout out Taylor Rooks, man. I was trying to find the little interview thing of me and Kalani, but I couldn't even find it. Shout out to Kalani as well. But yes, to answer your question, 100. It with Kalani, Kalani, I'm breaking all the rules, bro. All the rules, any standards. But look at me, bro. Look at my face right here. I'm looking like Def Jam comedy. Like I went up to the people. I said, "Y'all cannot be doing this." Like, oh, locked in, locked in, bro.
Pulling out your best material.
Shout out Kalani Rogers, brother. But yeah. Anything else? Paige Heard. That was another one. Maurice know about that one. I was in my bag, bruh.
Right.
If Royce O'Neal didn't have millions of dollars,
Right.
but Royce O'Neal got a couple million, so you just gotta. Sometimes you gotta let brothers do what they do. Shout out to Royce O'Neal.
Hey, shout out that brother, man.
Hey, rest in peace, Ananda Lewis from MTV. She
Oh
used to,
yeah, no, for sure,
yeah, she
hundred
used to be
percent,
one of like the
100%.
hosts on there and stuff like that. And was had a little kids, but I just remember I didn't necessarily grow up during the era when she was on there, but like I definitely heard her name over the years as far as being like she kind of like the only black woman VJ from MTV from that era. So or at least one like the main one from that time. So rest in peace to her.
Yeah, RP, man.
Yeah, I wasn't that familiar with her work, but like what everybody was saying about her when she passed, and then seeing the clips, I was like, oh, yo, she was so good at her job. Like she
Yeah, she
was
was
good
super
at it,
fly. Like, every
and
picture I seen of her.
everybody has none but positive words to say about her. I think that says a lot about a person's character. And that C word, like they say, man, is an awful, awful, very vicious disease,
Facts.
terrible, everything like that. So prayers up to the family. She's only like 52. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't even
Very
know
young.
she was sick. I knew who she was, but I didn't. I seen her on social media like every now and then, but I had no clue that she got caught off guard.
Yeah. She had stage 3 in 2020.
That's
So
crazy.
this is 5 years later. 5 years later,
Yeah,
survival. That's pretty good. It eventually advanced to stage 4. But just the way that she lived, she looked like she lived in a positive way. And you can do nothing but salute that. So definitely rest in peace to her.
yeah,
And I'll be
peace.
checking out a lot of her work now. It's like Junior Bridgman, I believe his name was, with Milwaukee Bucks. He was a billionaire, ex NBA player turned billionaire. I had no clue who he was until he passed away. And but him passing away and being in the news, that made me, want to say look at his stuff more and give him that knowledge. So I'll probably be doing the same thing with her. I hate that it took this for me to get hip to her and study her work, but yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
rest in peace.
R.I.P. man.
All right, boys. Well, it is 1 a.m. on the 1 a.m. podcast. Let the people know where they can find y'all.
Underscore Jelani on 2 underscores at the end on Twitter. Yeah, it's the only place you gonna catch me at. I don't really have no other social media right now, but we about to get the TikTok page more up and running. More clips and things like that. So
Sir. And you find me on Instagram at rbmo____. Find me on X at monos_ and add me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch at rbmo__. I ain't got nothing on there, but go ahead and start following. You never know what might
I
pop
was, I was
up.
about to say, dang, you on Twitch now?
Hey, I got an account.
That man said, I seen this money.
gotta start paying more.
Nah, but for real though.
No, facts. Yeah, you need to get OBS, all that. I don't have OBS. Y'all see, I stream on StreamYard, but like, I think once I get a little thing, I'm gonna go OBS. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, shoot. Thank y'all for listening to the pod. If you made it this far, we appreciate you. If you playing this in the background at work, on the way to work, anything like that, we appreciate it. Until next time, peace out.
Tooks on your APs, looking like Weez. Haven't seen